Hey, JC. All good for tonight? Yeah, Nicole's loaning me her car. Gotta get one myself at some point. What's going on? Yeah, you got plans for... Who's near, babe? Your scarf slipping. Oh, thank you, dear. You know, I feel like there are better ways to do this. I would have just turned my back. This is more entertaining. Agreed. Hey, guys, turn your back. Yeah. Sorry, that's my bad. I'm the designated driver for Kelly and her friends tonight over at Bloody Mary's. Oh, the vampire bar. That's that unofficial hotspot for lesbians. All clear, boys. Why is it unofficial and not official? I think it's because the owner's a guy who just wanted to make a regular bar, but his daughter or niece is gay, so her friends would come over all the time, and it just became a thing. I'm straight as an arrow, but it's one of my favorite places. Oh, the jalapeno poppers alone. Right? Well, that sounds like so much fun. What about you, Drek? Any plans? DMing for Divergent Realms. For what now? So it's this pay-to-play gaming elf community online built by and for neurodivergent people. Boring brains can join too if they want, but we've got a counselor specially trained in ADHD, autism, OCD, and trauma, so if people want to therapize their sessions or practice certain social skills or just not mask for a while, the GMs get training from her and can make it a safe space. And I don't care what Orange Mussolini says, she's a professional. There's still a CaFae Latte RPG available exclusively on Divergent Realms, and you get 20% off when you use the code ALANTI20. Welcome to Bloody Mary's. Just a heads up, we don't allow any silver on the premises, we don't serve garlic, and all of our bloody drinks do have real blood. We have a wide selection of animal blood for you to choose from. No, we do not serve human, it's too expensive and there's always a shortage, so hospitals get divs. To a booth, please. It was a long shift. Where do you work? Hospital. I'm an ER nurse. Oh, cool. We have a professionals discount. It's brand new. 10% off for nurses, physician assistants, physical therapists, audiologists, architects, accountants, educators, and social workers, as well as students pursuing those degrees. Looks like I'm buying it. Yes. And just to be clear, the blood wine mixes are safe for squishy humans, right? If you're human, we recommend you select from the list of boiled blood drinks. It'll be safer. I'll come back with your drink order soon. Thanks. I was just gonna play it safe and get a beer. Lame. Excuse me? Lame. Hi. Hi, David. Hey, Kelly. Here with friends? Yep, getting the table now. First date? Third. Anything I should know before changing the Facebook status? He's really shy about asking for bondage, but he not so secretly loves it. Thanks, Kelly. You're welcome. Ex-girlfriend? Fling. Am searching for a serious relationship. She very much wasn't. But it was a fun weekend. So I gather, and if you're into that, that's fine, but I am a hard ass on safety. Scared to ask, how many people have you treated for injuries from that? Too many. One was just this last week, and he was so rude, more so than usual. Kept throwing the whole, "You're not a professional anymore" thing in my face as I'm putting his arm back together. Oh, that sucks. You know, if he's still there, I can put a virus in his cell phone. Nah, he got discharged a few days ago with a splint and cast for his broken arm caused by some terrible knot work. Why doesn't anyone use cuffs? The aesthetic, I guess? I feel like I should ask if we're even compatible. But we are. I'm a switch. Yes! A free meal and good news. It's a good day after all. So. Oh shit. Bar fight? Here? I think that's your flings table. You know, I don't think I've been to a vampire bar. I got a bad reputation in my circles. You'll be fine here, as long as you behave. Me? Never. Hey guys, welcome to Bloody Mary's. Two of you? Bar seats, please. Dang, the bartender has bigger biceps than me. Hey, what's your routine? Unless you're a vampire, more than you could lift. Werewolf, try me. Sorry. Normally guys get weird about girls who lift. I started at 300 pounds back in like the 80s and worked my way up by 10-pound intervals. Current personal best is 5 tons, but that's only on a good day. During the military, I've had to lift a car or two to get to the injured. Same. I tried to deadlift a car once just for fun without the adrenaline. Ended up in the hospital with a cracked skull. You're lucky that's all you cracked. Can I get you something to drink? Bloody chocolate liquor. What's this cinnamon roll cocktail? Kahlua, cream, cinnamon liqueur, and if you want to make it bloody, we recommend pig's blood. Ooh, give me that. You got it. I like this place. You know, good vibe, lots of ladies, smells delicious, and I love the celebrity photographs on the walls. Oh, there's Rose Cleveland, Sonia Wolf, Radcliffe Hall. Hey, I've read some of her stuff. Neat collection. Oh, there's JC. I need to ask him something real quick. Be right back. Does he know he's in a lesbian bar? I can't tell. He won't be upset. He knows I'm trans and regularly frequents CaFae Latte, but I'm curious as to how long it'll take him to figure it out. Well, there's practically a shrine to Rosie O'Donnell in the other room. If that doesn't tip him off, I don't know what will. Here are your drinks. Thank you. Huh? I am so sorry. Please excuse me. It's all right. Ooh, smells yummy. What's JC doing here? I thought they didn't drink. No, they just need a driver for the group. Some celebration with their sister's friend. I also saw Oscar here with Caroline and Andy. How long have they been dating? You're there more often than I am, you tell me. Oh yeah, but I only like gossiping about fictional people's relationships, not the real people. Now, Cyrus recommended the jalapeno poppers, but I am a weak little bitch when it comes to spice, so I'm thinking cheese curd. That's JC's group. I don't care who started it, I'm finishing it. We should probably help. Agreed. Who the hell picks a fight at a lesbian bar? Even I wouldn't attempt that. Caroline, so good to see you again. Hi, darling. I love what you've done to your hair. How's your wife? She's doing awesome. Doing an archaeological dig in Wisconsin. They found some really old indigenous boats. 3 of you tonight? Yes, please. Ooh, do you two come in here often? Nah, mostly Caroline. I try to give the ladies their space. Well, after our granddaughter came out as lesbian, I thought I'd reach out, make some friends, learn a bit about the community, and I was just enchanted by the space. You know, my yarn shop is so small, which is great when it comes to cleaning, horrible for trying to host any kind of event. So these fine ladies were kind enough to host some spinning circles and fiber classes during happy hour. Their onion rings go right to my thighs, but it's always a wonderful time. And Denise, the bartender over there, I'm teaching her how to weave a new blanket. She just moved to a new house and it needs some decorating. One of the fire department lieutenants had her retirement party here. We rented out the back room there. One of the stupider boys kept trying to shoot a shot with the pretty waitress. The first couple attempts were funny, but it got so bad I damn near pulled him out of here by the ear. Better you than her, darling. She'd have left scars. We wouldn't even need to be a vampire, not with her nails. I like the Christmas sparkle. So what did you two want to talk about? Well, we thought we should probably have a chat on our current relationship. Oh dear. Oh, nothing bad, darling, I promise. It's just that we started this whole situation as an experimental fling, but those don't last as long as this has. So I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page. Well, if this were a badly written romance movie, I'd be saying that I am desperately in love with you both, but the fact is I think I need at least another decade to do that. Slowpoke. The longer live the species, the longer these things usually take. But I also care about you both and enjoy your company too much to want to back out. Unless you do. Nah, I'm very much mutual. Though I'll be honest, I don't know if we have a decade in us. We take what we can get. I'm pretty sure I fell head over heels in love 3 months ago, but that's probably just being the ex-military current firefighter that seizes everything with both hands. I'm not in the mood to change anything. Well, as long as you're comfortable with the imbalance. Pretty sure I fell in love with Caroline months before she fell for me. That's probably right. Well, now that that's out, I need to use the restroom. Excuse me. You think he's freaking out? Maybe a little. But so did I the first time he said you loved me. You did. I seem to recall you looking me right in the eye saying, good, then going about your day. And then damn near had a panic attack as soon as I turned the corner. I had to stay cool and calm to keep that love. You did not. I know that now, but I was a stupid 18-year-old and I knew nothing about nothing. Well, you knew that little trick with your tongue. Andy! What in the world? Get out through the back, I'll get Oscar. You know, for a lesbian bar, there's sure a lot of guys here. Oh, there's only like half a dozen, and it's an unofficial lesbian bar. Yeah, and 3 of those guys are Patrick, Oscar, and Yarn Granny's husband, so they're probably here for the food. Your hair is really good. not very vegetarian friendly.
Since when are you a veggie?
I'm not, but Larry is. Guess I shouldn't bring him here.
Not unless you want a divorce.
Or you're mad at him and need him to grovel.
I may not be a sex demon, but I don't need to do that to make him beg. So remind me why we're here. Kelly said something about retirement?
That's me. We're also celebrating Gilly here dropping her last sugar daddy.
Well, what happened?
He got violent. You know, when you have an incubus be your partner, you go in knowing that they're a dom. It's in the name, incubate, to lay on top of. You want a submissive, get a succubus. And most partners, daddies, whatever that I've had, they like that and want that. But some decide that they want to break the bitch. He tried, I left, and I've since had to change my number and block him on all my socials. He keeps begging for me back. He'll be begging for a while. We've blacklisted him in my circles. Mine too. I know that I'm out of the game, but I'm not letting him anywhere near my massage parlor. And the girls worth the corner know to stay away from him. Well, more impressive in my opinion is Yvonne leaving our profession for the corporate world. How long did that take? Too long. And my sugar daddy helped. He put me through college, and then when I graduated, he helped me with my resume and applying. We had a spreadsheet. We kept track of the 200 places that I applied to.
200?
Yeah.
Hey, JC, you got a minute?
Yeah, what's up?
Just wondering, I'm supposed to bring dessert for the Christmas dinner for my dad's side of the family, and I figured I'd try to make it myself. You got any ideas for werewolf-safe foods, preferably cookies? Oh yeah, Phil, there's a type of peanut butter oatmeal cookie that I make for the cafe for dogs, but it works equally well with people. Get your phone.
He coached me through interviews, and I even recorded myself in them, like under the table, so he could hear what was going on. He could not believe how long it took for me to get a decent job. And now every time his golf buddies complain about no one wants to work anymore, he just tears them a new one.
Wow. Damn.
Well, at least some good came out of it. You trained him well. Hey, always leave your last job on a high note.
I'll text you more details, but that's all there is to it, and it's pretty flexible.
You're awesome. Thanks, JC. Give me the bear. Or, in this case, the wolf.
He's taken, and I'm pretty sure he and Janine are exclusive.
Damn. Shit. JC, do you have your gun?
Always. I'd rather not fire it in a crowded restaurant. Why?
Gilly. Fancy seeing you here.
You know you're in a lesbian bar, right? Not a great idea to hit on a lady here. You want to pick up your phone? Changed my number. You brought friends. Oh, they just wanted a drink. We've heard great things about this place. You brought your friends. Only seemed fair.
She's not taking you back.
Fuck off. Lady, I'm not talking to you.
Well, I'm talking to you.
We all are. Get out.
I'll leave.
With Gilly. We had a bad fight, I'll admit it.
Is that what we're calling attempted assault?
You're blowing it out of proportion. And your friends aren't helping. Ladies, if you could give us a minute.
No.
Don't push me, girls. I'll push you right out that door if you don't start walking. You don't want to fight us. Well, you're gonna fire those in here? You'll just kill the bartender.
She's a vampire. She'll survive.
No, you know, they do have a point. So, do me a favor, hold this. You want to get messy? I know you want. You just got new nails. So true. Sorry, Gilly. What's going on? Okay, so I know Game of Thrones bombed, but they did have a really cool concept of trial by combat, especially the whole choosing a champion to fight on his behalf. Let's give that a go with your abuser, or one of his friends. I'm not picky.
Same. Anyone got a hair tie?
In my purse, front pocket.
Gil, let's head to the back.
No, you head in the back. I'm sticking around. Alright, any nastiness, and I use these. Girls, you don't want to do... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
What in the world? I had to get the nails done yesterday. Just don't fall asleep for a couple of hours. If you throw up or experience any other symptoms, head straight for the hospital.
Anyone else get their head knocked?
Oh, just my nose and my ribs. It's fine. No concussion.
Don't be tough. Let me see.
David, you still blind?
A little.
I am so sorry. I came out of the bathroom to see the place turn into a madhouse and just reacted. It'll go away soon. And there. All wrapped up for you, miss.
Thanks. And thank you for stepping in. Happy to help. Really spiced up date night.
Agreed. What started it?
It was my abusive ex. He and his cronies came to try to bully me back into a relationship. Okay, I was upset about cleaning up this mess, but now I'm totally 100% fine with it. Are they still here? Well, no, after the angel lit up, your bartender scared them off. She does that. Is your ex in the mafia? Some of those guys hit like they were mafia. Not in it, but he knows people. And they still lost, pathetic bastards. I think you also have some bruised ribs. If you have medical insurance, I'd swing by the hospital to get a better look at the damage. Those things can puncture your lungs if you push too hard. Yeah, I've had broken ribs before. These aren't. I used to be a stripper, and one time I slipped on stage in my heels, and I fell on the edge of the stage. Here. Oh my god, I remember that. Good thing there were some off-duty EMTs in the audience. I swear, heels are more dangerous than hand grenades. Why do you think I never wore them? Here's some ice, baby. Anyone else want ice? No, but I'll take an Angry Orchard. I've got multiple reasons to celebrate tonight now. JC, are you still a designated driver, or do you have too much head trauma? I told you, I'm not concussed. No, but don't push yourself. Drink something sugary and avoid alcohol. Yeah, Kelly, but you're paying for my dinner. Fair. Aw, there was a whole bar fight? Yeah, it was wild. I saw Lisa, the ER nurse, deck a guy in the back with her chair. One guy cornered Pamela and got body slammed by Patrick. The bartender, a vampire, threw one of the guys clear across the room and into another. It ended when Oscar came out of the bathroom and just did his little light show. Damn it. I need to get out more. Oh, you're leaving early today, aren't you? Yeah, Hanukkah party. I'm bringing Cyrus with me. Is that all good with the calendar, Bob? Everything is all set. You're both off for the rest of the day, and all three of us are off for Yule. Druk and Husnia are covering. Husnia's covering a lot. I guess there's an upside to Ramadan being in spring. She gets all the shifts. New scarf? Your granny discovered a new pattern and gave me an early Yule present. Looks nice. What's up? Welcome to CaFae Latte. Hey, can I talk to the fairy sorceress, please? That'd be me. How can I help you? Do you have any protection charms for school buses? I was dropping some kids off in an intersection, had the stop sign swung out and hazards and everything, when this car came up from behind, drove up on the sidewalk to get around me, and then sped off to run the stop sign in the intersection. If any of my kids had been trying to cross the road, they would have been killed. Shit. Winter just started. The roads are only going to get worse. Exactly. I can give you a charm that you can hang from the rearview mirror, but frankly, a more powerful spell will involve enchanting the bus itself. Not only will it protect those within, I can give it a wider area of effect, however, it will cost more. So I took the liberty of talking to the parents of those kids before coming over here. We had a whole PTA meeting about this. They voted down the motion to purchase protective charms for all the buses. Many parents didn't want their babies influenced by black magic. But I talked to some of the other more level-headed parents, and let's just say we have an under-the-table agreement that we're not going to tell the superintendent about. Oh, I love those. I know, they actually get stuff done. Here's how much we're willing to pay. It's not much, but this is good for a 20-year enchantment. Bring the breasts over tomorrow. Any plans for the holidays? Nah, Sphinxes don't really celebrate holidays. We're not the religious type. Well, neither am I, but we still do Christmas. My mom got a really big ham this year if you want to come over. Not the party type either. Cats are solitary creatures. That's a lie. Offer's open if you change your mind. Also, I'm raising my rates for winter. I don't have a fur coat like you. Fine, can't have you freezing your fingers off. That would suck, especially for next year. Next year? What's happening next year? I've been thinking about trade school. I mean, something like welding or maybe electrician. Wasn't that one jerk who accused you of being a sexual predator because you were gay into that? Connor. And yeah, that's about the only good thing that came from that mess. Well, and meeting Abby. Trade schools are cheaper than college, some of them even pay you to attend, and when you get out, you end up with a career that pays really well. And I like working with metals and wires. There are worse jobs, and you get to work on your own, which is a major bonus. Sphinx? New riddle for you. What feeds cannibals and is trespassing in my territory? Bear? The fucking Yule Cat. Who or what is the Yule Cat? Ugh, didn't they teach you anything in school? I mean, it's the American public education system. You're more likely to learn Bible stories than actual science. I should turn that into a riddle. Anyway, the Yule Cat is this massive cat about the size of a lion, like me, and instead of humans, it has a couple of trolls, Grilla and Lapaludi. They've got a bunch of kids, they're all cannibals, and they're supposed to live in Iceland, so I don't know what the hell they're doing here. Well, which American state has the highest number of Scandinavian immigrants and descendants? Considering access to the ocean and temperature, it should be Alaska. Well, it's not. Minnesota's where all the Norwegians, Swedes, and Icelandic people came when they crossed the Atlantic. That and North Dakota. Alright, smartass, we're done for the day. Go straight home, don't cause trouble. I'm going hunting. Do you want me to call someone to help you out? If a cat can't defend its territory on its own, it doesn't deserve its territory. Well, have you considered power of friendship? Yeah, when my mom had her territory over in New Hampshire, those so-called friends literally stabbed her in the back. Wow, that's tragic. You should see a therapist. It's on my list. Go. That American state question should definitely be a riddle. Yeah, Mom, I'm heading home early. Did you need me to grab anything on my way over? Whole cream or half and half? Yeah, sure. See you soon.
Hey, boy. You got a minute?
Ah, crap.
Honey, I'm home. I brought dinner.
It's about time. The lot so far has been sad and stringy. I thought Americans were supposed to be fat.
I keep telling you, hotter temperatures means fatter people.
No, you idiot. Fat is an insulator. It's designed for colder temperatures and northern climates.
Whatever. Here, pop this one fresh.
You let me go? Kidnapping is seriously frowned upon these days.
Oh, what is this?
What? It's a goblin. You love goblin.
Not what I'm trying to feed you, me, Yule Cat, and 13 sons. He's barely enough for an appetizer.
Your appetizer. You don't have to share. I just thought that since you're working so hard, you deserve a treat.
Right. A treat that I'm gonna have to kill, skin, debone, cook, and clean up after.
The boys will help you clean up.
You make that promise every year, and every year they find some reason to leave early so they don't have to do any chores.
Well, we just got done moving into a new cave. Some of our boxes are still packed up. They'll have to help us if they want dinner.
Oh, you idiot, you never learn. Just throw them in the cage with the others.
Well, you know.
Poof. Hey, my mom's expecting me. If I don't show up in an hour, she's gonna worry and start calling people. You have the cops knocking on your door before sundown.
I swear, they get whinier and whinier every year. We bought a very chummy little idiot. It's hanging over the entrance. We're not getting chased out of this place.
What is it with winter monsters and caves? First crumb, snow? Hi. Hi. What's your name? I'm Cassie. My dad took me ice fishing, but I had to go pee. I'm Mark. Went hunting. Got lost like an idiot. I don't suppose you still have your gun? Obviously not, or I'd have shot him already. It took my phone, too. Lane 2. Mine 4. Wow. Just when I thought the day couldn't get worse. What the heck were you doing in the woods? Hiking. What's your excuse? Thanks, Joe. Where are you hiking in December? What's it to you, faggot? Dude, you can be a homophobic jerk all you want. There are kids here. What's a fag? Yeah, it's a very bad word for boys who love other boys. Oh, were you two boyfriends? I'm not gay. Yeah, got that, but I doubt the trolls will care. I hope when they chop us up into that stew, they stick us in different bowls. Why? Afraid you'll get cooties? We're gonna be soup? Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Troll, can you kill us faster, please? I don't want to have to listen to this soap opera.
Pipe down in there, or you'll be alive when I cook you.
Oh, shh. It's okay, sweetheart. I'm sorry. You're not gonna be soup. I promise. Don't lie to her. I'm not. Mark, how old are you? 14. Really? And you were hunting alone? Dad was too drunk and the fridge was too empty. We're all gonna need so much therapy. Do you have a knife or something? No, they were smart enough to check me for that stuff. Connor, do you have anything useful? I had bear spray, but they broke the can and poured it into the pot. Apparently it tastes good to trolls. Okay. Cassie, are those pins in your hair? Uh-huh.
Okay, pot's ready. Let's add the meat. Okay, pot's ready. Let's add the meat.
I'll start with the big one.
What? Yeah, seriously, what? You're gonna cook us like that? That is an insult. I mean, seriously, first of all, your workstation is atrocious. That countertop doesn't look like it's been cleaned since before you moved in this cave. Someone's gonna get sick.
But it's extra seasoning.
It's salmonella. No, Grilla, was it? I don't blame you. You're working your butt off to feed this big lout and 13 kids. The least you could do is make sure your cooking area is clean and hygienic.
Oh, that's what I keep telling them. But it's I had a long day hunting children, Grilla. I'm tired, Grilla. You clean so much better than I do, Grilla.
Well, you do.
Does she? Or do you just not put in the effort and do a bad job on purpose so she'll stop bugging you about it?
Well,
I knew it! And I'll bet you do a bad job of hunting on purpose too, in the hopes that I'll just do everything, and you can sit on your fat ass and eat and snore.
well, hey now, I work very hard every day to bring you fresh meat. In fact, I worked so hard back in Iceland that they chased us out.
Oh, and thank you so much for that. You know, you're just as lazy with parenting as you are with everything else. You want to know why our sons are so rotten? It's because you never disciplined them. Not once.
You discipline them too much. You always complain about how the boys never want to talk to you. Why I don't want to talk to you is because none of us want to be hit upside the head with a wooden spoon for making an honest mistake.
Well, maybe if you actually listen to me when I say things like don't target the rich kids, you won't make mistakes that lead to us being chased across the ocean.
See, there you go.
Cassie, can I use one of your hairpins?
Sure, yeah.
Only started being the same thing in the last 100 years.
Whoa, you can pick locks? How? Since when? Since I started working with an ex-convict. Now, shush, I'm trying to concentrate.
You never appreciate the work that I do. Not for you or the boys. You just expect me to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the parenting, and somehow still have the energy for sex. You don't want a wife flipolody. You want a maid, nanny, and whore all rolled into one.
What? Is that what you think?
Well, I haven't seen any evidence to the contrary. It's like you still think it's the medieval times when I was legally your property, a servant or a toy, depending on the mood.
Honey, it was never my intention to make you feel that way. And if you do, it means that I failed as a husband.
Well, yeah.
Look, I know that I've made a lot of mistakes. And to be honest, I'm scared of failing you more than I already have. That's why I don't volunteer to do much, because I don't want to disappoint you more than I already have, or make life harder for you.
I would rather see honest effort and improvement than nothing.
I'll tell you what. The next time I go out, I'll kidnap you a couple of household servants. Big, strong ones to help you out. They'll learn faster than I will, you know it.
Really?
You can have them cook, clean, help us unpack, maybe set up one of those big gingerbread houses you and I always talked about so we'll have an easier time with the hunting. And if they don't act right, we'll make them dinner and I'll fetch someone else.
I'd like that.
Alright, Pumpkin. Let's get these little bastards skinned and gut.
Oh, those sneaky little bastards.
Moist, it got cold in a hurry. If you keep moving, you'll feel warmer. Hey, Cassie, you've got a natural insulator on your head. Use it. What? Your hair. Stick it in your coat in front of your neck like a scarf. It'll keep you warmer. Okay. What about the giant cat? The Yule cat? Yeah, that's the thing that grabbed me, even though I was downwind of it and up a tree. One problem at a time. Look, I get it. We've all gotta eat. But from one cat to another, you can't hunt people here. This is my territory. Oh, you only hunt bad kids? How do you decide who's bad enough to kill? Their clothes. Only nice kids get new clothes for Christmas. That's your argument? Bullshit! You're not targeting kids with bad clothes because they're too naughty to deserve new ones. You're targeting them because their families are too poor to get them that kind of present. You're targeting victims that are less likely to be investigated or avenged. Yeah, that's probably exactly why you guys got kicked out of Iceland. People care a lot less about a kid's behavior than they do about their parents' tax bracket. You can kill the sweetest kid in the world, and if they're dirt poor, they're only going to be a token effort to find them, less if they're BIPOC or queer. On the flip side, you can hunt the nastiest, bitchiest, definitely a sociopathic kid who will probably grow up to be a serial killer, and if their family's rich, everyone's coming after you. You got it? Seriously? I tell you all this and you're still going out hunting for your trolls? Well, I'll give you props for loyalty. Before you go, I got a riddle for you. Yeah, let's get you running into a When you regain consciousness, don't feel too bad. It took me a while to figure it out, too. Okay, if we keep going southwest, we'll come to either the road or the parking lot, then we can get in my car and warm up. How do you know we're going southwest? There's no sun. Constellations. Bullshit. No, I'm serious. Alright, I had a hyperfixation on them a little while ago. Junior year of high school, took the astronomy class, signed up for space camp and everything. Then I got bored and became my least favorite subject. But I still learned everything about the stars and planets, how to identify them, all that jazz. I know the Big Dipper. Well, then you know where north is. Because it always rotates around Polaris, the North Star. So by going away from that star, we go south. And by going slightly right, we go southwest. And that's how you use stars to navigate. Or you could just use this compass. Or that. How did you get lost? I didn't say I was good at it. Compass isn't any good if you don't know where anything is. Speaking of which, how do you know that the parking lot is southwest? I am in these woods 3 days a week, more if there's a 4-legged marathon Sphinx wants to train for. And even if I wasn't, it's easy enough to figure out, alright? We're on the north side of town. We want to go to town, then go south. That still leaves a lot of space to get lost and freeze to death. Well, then it's a good thing I also have a protection charm that Miss Nicole made me. As long as I'm wearing it and it's not broken, I'll be fine, so you should stick with me. But you got kidnapped just like the rest of us. And I got us out. I can't believe you're trusting our lives to fucking witchcraft. It's a sin. You know what, Connor? If you have so much of a problem with it and me, you can go on your own. I won't stop you. I'll even tell the cops that you're still here and hope that they find you in time. You just leave me to die? Seriously? Yeah. Please do definitely, David. Ugh, kill me now.
Wish granted. You kids thought you were so clever running away like that.
No one escapes a troll's cauldron. No one.
Right, yes, I get that you're angry. However, Connor and I are over 18 and thus aren't children, so we wouldn't taste nearly as good.
Shut up. One more word, and I'll kill you where you stand.
You'll just get chased out again if you kill us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my father runs the welding company in town. Everyone owes him a favor. Drek here, he works for a powerful fairy sorceress. She'll make mincemeat of your little cave spell.
Oh.
I swear to God, I'm telling the truth. My church, it was run by an angel who tried to go against Drek's fairy boss. She was so furious with him that she cursed him. He's rotting in prison as we speak. An angel. Cassie here, her dad runs the most expensive fish restaurant in town. That's why he brought her ice fishing, so she'll learn the family trade. And Mark, his family owns the Target, the one on the other side of town. I'm just saying, you kill us, you'll have to find another cave in another state, and quick.
I don't know. What do you say?
I think people will lie about anything to avoid dying.
Crap. Good effort. I think that you should both get out of my fucking forest!
Whoa.
Holy shit. Oh, that is violent. Don't look, Cassie. Okay. But you know that my dad doesn't really own a restaurant, right? Yeah, I know. That was a clever lie to save our lives. Oh. So Mark's dad doesn't actually run Target? If he did, we wouldn't be on food stamps. And Drek doesn't have a fairy friend? No, that part was true. Thanks for calling the cops and killing the trolls and saving our lives. Don't worry about it. Cops and game wardens were already getting started because the girl's dad reported her missing. Besides, no one gets to hunt in my territory. Can Mark ask for permission? Preferably with an adult so he doesn't get lost again. Hunt people. I don't care if you're hunting regular animals, that's fine, but gods, that boy needs to learn how to navigate. So if the trolls are dead, what's gonna happen to their Yule cat? Oh, see the armored truck? Yeah, they're taking it to a special prison for paras. She's got like thousands of years worth of international murders to make up for. Yikes. Meh, it is what it is. Hey, Connor. Hey, Cobb's finally finished talking to me. I wanted to thank the cat for saving her skims. Literally just doing my job as guardian of the stream. We were like 15 miles away from the stream. Bigger the cat, bigger the territory. And I didn't want another serial killer incident. Serial what? Long story. Glad you're not dead. Yeah, well, if you hang out here, I'll have to find somewhere else to hike. Okay, riddle me this. Why were you hiking in December so late in the day? Well, for some unfathomable reason, my dad thinks I might be gay. So he's being insufferable. I had to get out of the house. By insufferable, do you mean just a pill, or I need an escape plan? Relax, it's not like he's abusing me. I'm saving up for an apartment, and by the time that happens, he'll realize he worried over nothing. Maybe I'm just too Greek, but what's the problem with being gay? Homophobes. Ugh. I'm not having this fight again. I'd say it was good to see you, but I hope I never do again. Yeah, go fuck yourself. What? Just because I don't like swearing doesn't mean I can't. Oh shit, did you see this? They caught a couple of cannibal trolls in the woods just north of here. Scratch that. Killed those trolls. Law enforcement isn't normally so bloodthirsty. It wasn't law enforcement. Those are Sphinx's woods. Ah, that makes sense. Oh, I know those trolls. Or rather, their Yule cat. I thought that was a myth. Looks like they're locking them up and throwing away the key for a while. After trial, of course. Of course. Any survivors? Yeah, 4 kids and teenagers. Connor, Mark, Cassandra, and... I'm calling that little twerp. Don't bother. Drek, we just saw the news. Hey, Bob. My parents are insisting that I take tomorrow off for mental health reasons. I agree, and your health insurance should cover therapy appointments if you need them. Wasn't too bad. Although I almost threw up in my mouth when Sphinx got to work. I should already have today off.
You do. I think you mentioned this was the day your family's celebrating Christmas?
Yep, Christmas Day is spent helping Dad and Lindsay over on 4th Street, so we do the presents and stuff another time. I'll catch you later.
Take all the time you need.
Mom, do you need any help?
No, sweetie, we got it.
So keep whisking until there aren't any more clumps.
I had no idea that gravy came from flour.
I come from flour, but I do not bloom. Whisk me in grease and your arteries are doomed. I'll keep working on it.
Damn. That was a good brownie. Told you, we've got the best baker in town. You think I hang out just for the vibes? I thought it was because you worked here.
Well, yeah, but my ship doesn't start for another hour.
I knew it. You only like us for the food.
No, I only like you for the food.
Ouch. Who's the kid?
Mark, this is JC the baker. They, them pronouns. JC, this is Mark.
You were stuck with the trolls, weren't you?
You're the guy who taught him how to pick locks?
Can you show me? Oh yeah, it's easy. Now look. I'm not a therapist or anything, but being kidnapped and almost chopped to bits by trolls is probably going to take its toll, so... How are you both doing?
Fine. I had to bribe him with free food and drink to get him to come here and open up a little. It's not like I can talk to the stuff from my dad.
Hey, welcome to the Shitty Parents Club. Pretty much all of us working here have been in at least one life or death situation before. Like, a weirdly high amount. So if you can't get a therapist but still need a third party, we open at 6 and close at 3. What about you, Drek?
Oh, Cassie's parents personally came over to my house the other day to thank me, and she seems to be doing okay.
Not what I asked.
I'm fine. Having some trouble sleeping, but honestly, the worst part was dealing with Connor and his BS. My dad always said that gay guys are weak, like girls, but he says a lot of crap that isn't true. So maybe it's just one of those rumors that never die. It just sucks, you know, like, knowing that not only he still has issues with me, but there are a bunch of people like him. And when I try to tell my friends about this, they just don't get it. Well, except for Abby. So she's a lesbian from Mississippi. Awesome person. I'll invite you to our Discord server. She'll roast you for being cishet, but she only does that to people she likes. Cool. None of your friends get... What am I, chopped liver? I don't know, JC. Being a gay teenager, nobody understands me. Nobody has ever experienced such suffering.
Those words did not just come out of your mouth, you fucking pampered fuck. When I was your age and I came out, my family made me clean the forest behind my aunt and uncle's house. I had to clean the fucking forest.
What? Why?
How? I think they thought the extra outdoor labor would fix me, and my aunt had been annoyed at all the sticks and branches in the woods behind her house having the audacity to fall and clutter the ground, so I had to pick them up and stuff them in trash bags, which is probably really bad for the environment. Yeah, it was. So your aunt and uncle are idiots on multiple levels. Here's the hot chocolate, babe. Thank you. I got new snow tires on the car, so it shouldn't slide around so much. Good. After all the shit we've been through, dying by car accident would be such a boring way to die. You two good over there?
No, we're dying.
What the fuck is a cosine? That's what I'm asking you. You're the one who graduated high school.
Yeah, you think I actually remember or use any of this math? Calculus is just a tool used to legally torture teenagers.
And teach you critically thinking and logic skills so that you're harder to brainwash with lies and propaganda.
Yeah, that's totally worked so far.
I think I can assume that was sarcasm.
She's autistic, you have to be direct. That was sarcasm, and freshman math sucks, alright? Teachers need to find another way to anti-brainwash us.
Hey, welcome to CaFae Latte.
Hey, I'm looking for... Oh, there she is. Hey!
Hey, Tessa. Good flight?
As good as I could expect. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I managed to convince the other faculty to let me take my class outside to do snow sculptures the other day. The medium and time limit really helped them focus on basic shapes and forms. How's Arizona?
Warm and beautiful and warm, and there's no snow and it's warm.
Damn, babe, who's the desert smoke show? Aw, you found a flirter. They only do that when they're feeling very secure in our relationship. This is Jennifer Charles.
Oh, you're JC. Oh, it is so good to finally meet you. I've heard all about you, and I kind of cyberstalked you for a bit when Nicole told me that you were dating, but I do that with all my friends' SOs. Your parents are such passive-aggressive bitches on Facebook. Yeah, they are. And you are? Oh, shit. Sorry, I got carried away. I'm Tessa. She and I used to date in college. Now we're friends. I teach high school English. You want to get teenagers into Shakespeare? Just tell them how many dirty jokes there are in the play. They will go out of their way to find them. And if you lie about the amount, they'll read the material multiple times to find the missing joke. Yeah, I can see how you two got together. Why the hell didn't you stay together? I'm a U-haulerin. She's not. You also hate winter, and I wanted to continue to live in Minnesota. I do hate winter. Wait, did she just say that they used to date? I thought you hated relationship drama. Not as much as I hate math. How are they still friends? I have 2 ex-girlfriends, and even when I tried to stay friends with them after, they were so awkward and stayed away from me. You're 14. How do you already have 2 exes? I don't know. Good looks and a lot of luck? Fair. I mean, well, Miss Nicole is a witch, but I think it's just a superpower that queer girls get when they date other girls. Lucky. Everything's wiped down up front. We just have to mop and finish the dishes. Alright, I am almost done. Cool. See when that kid Mark are trauma bonding? Yeah, I don't think he has a whole lot of friends at school, which is weird because he's a good kid under all the sarcasm. It is so weird hearing you call someone a kid. You're both babies. But I'm an adult baby. And some of the things Mark says about his dad are kind of worrying. Not in the call CPS right now kind of way, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of leaving him alone. Mom's not in the picture. Died when he was a kid. He won't give away any details, but it was easy enough to find the obituary online. Drug overdose. Yeah. Well, let me know if you need backup. Thanks, JC. God damn, it's coming down. Tessa might have a point about living in Arizona, but then I'd have to deal with a mostly Republican government. Ugh, yeah, fuck that. She staying here, you want? No, just for the weekend. She has family up here. You're not insecure about me talking to her, are you? No, the only reason I'd want to be in the room with you is because she's a riot, but I've got a work shift. Did she really cyberstalk me? She was a little concerned about your history with drugs and crime, but I told her you'd turn it around and assured her I had an exit plan in case I'd misjudged you. Good girl. She did say something that got me thinking. Good thought or bad thought? Good thought, I think. Because we've been dating for a while now, and I've always known that you're not a U-hauler. I think that's the autism. Or maybe just common sense. Why move in with someone when you've been dating for less than a year? They could be a serial killer. Well, if they're really hot and a really good lay. Anyway, my lease is up in spring. I don't mind signing on for another year, but I think I have proven that I'm not a serial killer. You want to move in together? I would like that, yeah. I was hoping to get my kitchen redone first. Been narrowing down the list of contractors. Oh, you're getting it remodeled? You know, for living together, that's 2 paychecks that could be going into that. And into takeout while the contractor takes twice as long as they'll say they'll take. That would be the cost-effective option. I just didn't know if you wanted to be stepping over debris and plaster right after moving in. Babe, if it means moving in with you, I'll step over the fires of hell. Thanks again for doing this. I know going to a rape crisis center to help buff up their security isn't the funnest way to spend a Saturday. Hey, it's fine. It's your friend, and I was also promised ice cream after. Besides, I think this is something that I want to do as a job, and we could use the references. Well, I haven't been friends with Jane for that long, but I think she's good for it. But she said that we'll want Wendy's endorsement. She runs the place, and she has awesome connections with a bunch of other centers and businesses in the Twin Cities. Most of them don't have great budgets, but if we're only charging like $50 to $100 a pop, I guess flirting isn't going to be the best way to get that. I wouldn't... What the? Is that the Wild Hunt guy? Look, I don't know who you think you are. Perla, King of the Wild Hunt. We do not allow weapons in this building, but you'll allow a wraith. The wraith is my boss and has a much better personality. Jane? Hey, thanks for coming. Come on in while I deal with this. You, want help? Aren't you Violet's little traitor? recovery. And I'm not trying to bring weapons into a spot where people are at their most scared and vulnerable. We have received numerous reports of a wraith in the area who may be responsible for several deaths. Last I checked, being dead was not a crime.
Holy mother, okay. Hi, what's up? Lindsay!
I knew I'd forgotten to tell you something. My name is Wendy. This is my rape crisis center, and I'll be happy to invite you into my territory if you leave your weapons at the door. That is not happening. Look, Herla, I'm as squeamish about death and dead things as the next guy. Sorry, Wendy, it's not you. I'm just a little bitch who gets squeamish around vampires, but you're coming across as really prejudiced. Do you know how dangerous wraiths are, you little ingrate? Oh, please. Everyone's dangerous with the right motivation. Frankly, despite what the Thanatophobia is saying, I'd say my chances of being hurt by a goose are higher than being attacked by Wendy right about now. Oh my god, you have an actual phobia? I never would have asked you to come if I'd known that. Yeah, it's super mild, barely counts as an actual diagnosis, and exposure therapy is good for me. Yeah, only in certain situations. Shut up and let me delude myself. Wraiths feed off of negative emotions, usually grief, rage, and pain. They are never indicators of anything good. Yeah, I do need to eat those things. Why do you think I run a crisis center? What exactly is the nature of these complaints that you've gotten? Because everyone and their mother calls 911 every time they see the spooky ghost who cries over Hallmark movies and kids' cartoons. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a league of its own, and when you finally get around to watching it, you'll sob over Iroh's leaves from the vine just like the rest of us. There have been numerous deaths in the area for the last few years that local law enforcement believes was caused by a wraith or similar being. They only started after this wraith began haunting the area. I thought wraiths just ate bad thoughts, not people. That is a vast oversimplification. They can also feed off of a person's life force enough to kill them. If you're here for an interrogation, fine, but you're not bringing your weapons. If I don't walk out of here alive and in one piece, my lieutenants will have you banished to the worst hell they can access. Fine. Jane, why don't you give our security advisors the tour and get their thoughts? I'll chat with our little ghost hunter. This is one of the rooms that we use for one-on-one counseling sessions with clients. We've got a couple of hours before anyone needs it. You claim this refuge is your own, but the dead cannot legally own any property, and according to the paperwork, this building belongs to a Henry Jones, my brother. He was one of the first people I reached out to after dying. When I couldn't move on, he used the money he'd inherited from me to buy this place. His name's on the paper, but I run it. An ingenious way to keep yourself fed. Most wraiths simply linger in hospitals or funeral homes or universities during finals week. I didn't build this place to be my own personal restaurant. I built it to help other people survive what I couldn't. I found your obituary and the police reports you filed post-mortem and saw that your murderer escaped a just punishment. Had I been the judge, I would have given him far more than 5 years. You almost sound sympathetic. I was not sympathetic to his fate. I'm almost proud of his cellmate turned executioner. I can't bake for shit, so Henry sends him cookies every week. Good man. Is he aware of your other activities in the cities? You accusing me of murder? You opened this center 6 years ago. Since then, there have been 14 deaths in and around the Twin Cities. All of them men, all of them without any obvious or physical causes of death. Such things typically only occur because of a supernatural attack, like a wraith draining their life force. Weird. Who exactly are these men that have been dying? They have no commonalities among race, age, sexuality, class, job description, history. Did you look into their pasts? I have a man on that. Is that him? It is, in this infernal device. Then you should get it. Hey, Hurla, remind me why you had me go into the personal backgrounds of all these potential murder victims instead of assigning this to the fairies and immortals that actually serve you and call you king? They are a part of my wild hunt for their ability to ride flying horses and shoot at movie targets, not their ability to sit at a desk for hours at a time digging through records and solving cold cases. Aw, that might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me. It was a clever manipulation to get you to tell me what you've uncovered. And there it is. Well, I did find something. 5 of those 14 dead men were officially accused or even arrested for sexual assault. Now, I know you're about to ask, what about the other 9? Well, I did a little cyberstalking and found all of their previous romantic partners, girlfriends, and boyfriends. I contacted all of them individually. The ones that I did talk to, it took a while, but I have confirmation for 10 of those 14 being rapists. The other 4, I'm looking into their friend circles now as well as any schisms within their family. I don't have proof. But let's just say I wouldn't want anyone leaving their drink unattended if any of those 4 were in the room. Would it go faster if you had a list of potential victims, say those who came to a crisis center? That is never going to happen. Confidentiality is our most serious concern in this center. We keep records of the amount of phone calls and counseling sessions we do for funding purposes, but we never use their real names and we don't keep any phone numbers. Yeah, I could have told you that was going to happen. There is one more thing.
Oh?
Victim number 15 just got reported. Daniel Brown, found this morning in his apartment, died 2 days ago. No obvious cause of death, no injuries or illness. He was charged with sexual assault a few months ago by his wife, who's separated and filing for divorce, plus full custody of the kids. She filed complaints of domestic violence against herself and the kids too, but the police never did anything, stated lack of evidence.
I see. Thank you, Jonathan. Has the name Daniel Brown ever come up in conversation in this establishment?
I just don't know what to do. He says that if I don't drop the charges against him, he'll sue for full custody of the kids, and I cannot let that monster anywhere near them. But if I drop the charges, then he walks away after everything.
I would not worry about that. Where did you say he lived? As I said, confidentiality is the most important rule of this center. Okay, so speaking as an ex-thief, I wouldn't rob this place simply because there's not much to rob. The only reason I could think of is if I don't want any information that you got from a client to make its way to a police station or courtroom. Nothing that can be used in a case. We don't put names, numbers, or addresses on any of the paperwork. Sometimes when a survivor wants to press charges, they'll ask the police to meet them here so they can give the statement in a safe space that's a little more emotionally cushioned than a police station. But that's it. I'd say your biggest concern then is cybersecurity. All your money's digital, right? Yeah. So you'll want good protective software on all of the computers. I've got a list of recommendations that I can email you. Train your employees and volunteers to spot and delete phishing emails. Change passwords frequently, at least once a month. Lindsay, do you have a spell that'll help? I could do a protective charm for each computer. That'd be the most inclusive. We'll probably take that, but honestly, the main concern is hate crimes. We had a break-in a while ago that wasn't for burglary, but just for vandalism. Wendy stopped them, obviously, but they still caused a lot of damage. Who the hell vandalizes a crisis center? Well, people who hate rates, people who find out that their victim is actually getting help and resources and an escape plan and want to put a stop to it. Oh, yeah. We also give resources to abortion clinics. Obviously, we're not a clinic ourselves, and we don't encourage or discourage any course of action. We just give the information so the survivor can make an informed choice. But sometimes, even that's enough to piss people off. Okay, so an electric bolt on the front and back doors, physical protective charms from the all-powerful witch, and I'd also seriously consider getting an alarm system. That'll scare off 90% of any would-be intruders. We've been trying to save up for it, but budget's tight. I could throw in a wealth chart. It'd cost you at least $50 now, but you'll have a much easier time finding and keeping money in the future. I'll talk it over with Wendy. We really should print out pamphlets or something with package deals to leave with people. Yeah, that'd be the smart thing. Hey, Miss Ghost, that I'm totally not freaking out over, not even a little bit. How are you? Other than being dead? I'm fine. Arlo, we good? Yes, clearly the unfortunate deaths of these men had nothing to do with you or this establishment. Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Of course, if any men who meet such unfortunate ends in the future don't have such horrific pastimes as the current victims, I may have to take a second, closer look at this establishment.
Fair enough.
What just happened? Give us a call when you got it figured out. Eric, you were promised ice cream.
Yes, I was.
How many more protection charms did you need?
Let's see, we're at 30. I'd feel better if we got to 40, especially since, Lindsay, you're taking some of them to the food shelf? Yeah, but a lot of the people we deliver food to already have a charm, so I don't need as many as last week. What about you, Nicole? Anything for your students? I've already covered that. Just 10 more then and we'll call it a day. Do we have enough ingredients for that? We've been going through a lot of unicorn blood. Which is why I donated a pint of my own and a pint of Cyrus's. Wait, shit, this is your blood? Some of it. Fae blood has many magical properties. It's only a pint. What's this about blood?
Hi, John.
Because humans are not inherently magical, we have to use other magical sources. Usually animal parts or plants. But Fae blood can also be used in the making of good luck or protection charms. Bob was just explaining that she and Cyrus have donated some to us. It's why some covens straight up murder paranormal people for harvesting. Oh, yeah, I've helped solve a few of those cold cases. Anyway, I think I saw some handmade journals in the corner last time I was here. I'm a sucker for that type of thing. I think Mike's wife makes those. She does, all with recycled goods. Didn't you just get one? Yeah, but I've been archiving everything. With so much misinformation in a government that's been straight up lying for years, it seemed prudent to record what's going on, both hard copies that I lock up in my safe and digital copies that anyone and everyone can access. Smart. Historians will thank you for that. I try. I've actually made digital friends with another archivist. He goes by Rabbi Rabbit. Sorry. I've met him. He's friends with Rathu and Cyrus now. Excellent man. He's been doing the same as me while also running his synagogue and getting delivery drivers for his food shelf. Wouldn't you know it, a few of his people are descended from Holocaust survivors. Didn't take much to convince him to help their neighbors. I'll bet. We about ready to drive these out? Almost. I'm just making sure all deliveries have a protection charm. You have one in your car, right? You asked me that last week. Yes, I do. The one you put in my mom's car broke yesterday, so I think I narrowly avoided a hit. Well, here's a new one. Don't leave without it. Yes, ma'am. Well, here's a busy scene. Wolfer, back again. You're not getting rid of me until we get rid of ice. Are your people sick of canned fish yet? No, they are not. Can you put your donation in the kitchen? My lads are already on it. Canned fish? I run a seafood restaurant, Wolver's Net, for a few decades now. It's given me a lot of deals and relationships with providers. I don't typically work with canned goods. I prefer to cook and sell fresh, but I know people who are eager to sell me canned stuff dirt cheap. And Lindsay here will make good use of it, either in the food shelf or in the giveaway bags. We served spicy tuna stir-fry with this last donation. I'll have to do inventory on the new stuff when we get back, flip through my recipes. When you get back, you're delivering. ICE has been getting people in grocery store parking lots. It's safer if folks stay in their homes, so we try to help with that. I think most of the schools are going digital too. Most, not all. My son's driving the ones who don't have that option. I tried to say no. He hit me with the I'm a legal adult. I said, you're a legal adult who does not have permission to use my car. He said, I'll borrow a friend's or just hotwire yours because JC taught me how to do that. I said, fine, but you're not going anywhere without at least 3 good luck charms from Nicole and or Bob. They gave him 5. Yeah, sounds right. Oh, Lindsay, one more thing. If anyone orders their drink with no ice or crushed ice at my restaurant, props from that drink go right to you. That is so many zeros. A lot of people want crushed ice. Thanks for coming over us safe. I know you don't do house calls and things are tense. Don't worry about it. I'm more annoyed at the cold than the knockoff Gestapo. So, what are the computer problems? It's been glitching a lot during lessons. What kind of lessons? My school opted for digital learning to anyone unable or unwilling to come to school in person. How are the kids handling that? They're scared. I've changed my syllabus to remove as much stress as possible, and we've been focusing on expressing raw emotion through art with whatever medium the individual student prefers. Free art therapy. Smart. I bet a lot of them appreciate that. They'd appreciate it more if it wasn't necessary. Wouldn't we all? What about you? I think I heard that you got an IT job after quitting the CIA. Yeah, pretty standard 9 to 5. Used to be that for a job like that, we'd pretend to be busy until an actual problem came up, gossip, maybe even play video games. Now, we're cyber-stalking ICE agents. All of you? Yeah, some of us. There's a guy online I met, I think you know him. David? He does computer software, dating a nurse. He and I have a friendly competition going to see how many agents we can get. I'm winning, but only because I have to cheat, getting my old friends from the CIA and FBI to help me out. It's almost too easy exposing their identities, doxing them, subscribing them to a bunch of malware sites. Isn't that illegal? Yeah, no more than shooting a woman in the face or a man on the street, or breaking into people's houses without a warrant, or arresting others off the street without a warrant. Let's take a look at your modem. I think your problem has more to do with the Wi-Fi than the computer. Alright, Squirts, Husney and I will buy you each one drink or pastry before we take you to school. Squirts, these kids are all taller than you. It's the principle of the matter. I can't have pork. Oh, don't worry, I work here, and there are a lot of pork-free options, like the muffins and some of the croissants. I will take the biggest coffee you have. How old are you? 11. Decaf it is. What? And the most caffeine you're getting out of JC is a small latte or mocha. Trust me, I've tried. Fine, raspberry latte. Parents can't drive them to school? No, most of them aren't even immigrants, but they're Somali or Latin or Hmong, so yikes. I'm doubling every guy's discount. Oh, you don't have to do that. You know Bob pays us more than enough. Look me in the eye and tell me she wouldn't consider this protector of the realm. That's what I thought. Kiddos, give me the rest of your orders so I can crank them out and get you to school on time. I just got 2 more drinks to go, guys. Please don't tell my mom that I had a brownie for breakfast. Well, as long as you don't tell my mom that I had a cookie. Oh, hey, Cyrus. Hey. At this point, I honestly don't know if you are genuinely trying to stonewall me from getting to my client, or if you guys are so incompetent that you honestly cannot find anyone's paperwork. Oh, he's in lawyer mode. Oh, he's a lawyer? Yeah, he actually used to work here for fun because his mom, aunt, teacher, whatever Bob is, owns the place, but with everything's going on, he's been doing lawyer stuff full time, trying to get ICE to let his clients go, or at least get them in a courtroom so he can make sure that they're treated right. It's been rough. Large arcane rush, and iced Persephone's kiss, and medium mocha with oat milk, and I'm serious about the oat milk because your paralegal has a serious allergy. Yes, I know you've been getting them that order every day for the last 9 weeks. Hey, well, how come he gets all the caffeine? He's 300 years old and currently fist-fighting a tyrannical bureaucracy. Husni Adrak got the last of the kiddos' drinks right here. Drive safe, you two. Thank you. Tip-jar. Here's a dawat. Baraka Allahu Fik. Cyrus, your drinks are coming, and I also got you this. What's with the box? Half a dozen croissants stuffed full of cheese and vegetables for later, plus some dairy-free options for that paralegal. You're awesome. I love you. No, not you. All you've done is violate my client's constitutional rights. One day you're going to look back on this and realize what kind of monster you are, and I hope that keeps you awake at night until you die of old age. Can I get you ladies anything? Oh, I could use another Diet Pepsi. Oh, more of those jalapeno poppers, please. All right. Finally done. I hate making gloves. Then why the hell do you keep doing it? It's colder than Satan's balls out there. People need gloves. I don't want any of protesters getting frostbite that I then have to treat. I'm just shocked that you're so good at it. Normally someone your age is just starting out. Oh, I taught myself in med school. I had a really hard time unwinding after doing all my homework. I'd be watching TV, trying to relax, but couldn't because I felt like I needed to be doing something constantly. But if I was doing something monotonous like crocheting or knitting, then I was still being productive and I wouldn't feel guilty about taking care of myself. Ah, you outsmarted yourself. Exactly. It's also the best way to wind down if I'm too wired to go to bed. Short of pixie dust from CaFae Latte, that stuff puts you out. Still feels like I should be doing more. Darling, you're Latina. They see you, they're deporting you, and doing God knows what else. You're already going above and beyond and working as an ER nurse. Would you tell a patient they weren't doing enough? No. Exactly. Give yourself some grace. Hey ladies, do you mind if I join you on my break? The manager's on call in the break room. Oh, you pull up a chair, darling. How you been? Well, I had to kick some ICE agents out the other day. They weren't trying to arrest anyone. They were off shift, and I don't think they realized it was a lesbian bar. We refused service. They yelled at us. We called them bootlicking bitches. They said they'd come for us. I tipped over their car with one hand. They backed off. I had that kind of strength, I would never lose an argument.
Sure you would. You just lose it to other vampires, werewolves, and dragons.
What are you guys crafting today?
Oh, hats, scarves, gloves, quick things we can get out for protesters. Anything we don't give away, I sell on Etsy or in my shop. Most of the profit's been going to the cause. There's a Fae lawyer in town who works pro bono, so most of it's been going to him.
Oh, nice. We've been donating to that witch coven over on Stoughton Street. They've been making protection charms for anyone targeted by or going against ICE.
I know, they fitted my boys with them recently.
Speaking of, hey, darlings.
Hey, sweetheart.
Oh, it is so good to be warm again.
Hey, Andy.
How feel ya?
Isn't he married? So am I. Just celebrated 30 years with my wife.
Waitress, can we get a hot drink for my man here? He's frozen stiff.
Anything in particular? Hot apple cider, please?
Oscar, darling, you're damn near blue. I thought you weren't on call today.
Oh, I wasn't initially, but then Andy and I heard that ice had been spotted out and about, so I went to check it out myself. Turned out to be a false alarm, thank goodness.
Oh, you two are ice watchers? Nice. Oscar here more than me, given he has wings.
My shift officially starts tomorrow. Ritu has today.
Pull over to this restaurant up here.
Oh, I ate here yesterday. Love their tacos.
I know, right? Shame we got a quota.
All right. God damn it, it's the fucking dragon again. Hey! You're interfering with a police procedure.
This is the third time they've done this. Just shoot them.
Other agents tried that, all right? The scales are too thick. You need a bazooka. Well, we'd have one if Trump just declared martial law already. He'll only do that when one of us is killed. You volunteering as tribute?
No. Call backup. Maybe we can sneak around the back.
I knew it. I knew they'd hit the Mexican restaurant. I fucking knew it.
I gave them a protection charm last year and regularly updated, which is probably why this crowd was able to form so quickly.
Well, the giant dragon dropping from the sky and parking himself in front sure helps. How many ice raids has Riku been able to stop just by doing that?
I believe this is the fourth.
Oh, this goes on much longer. I'm gonna ask to use him as a heated mattress. I ain't built for this cold. I'm this close to going full wolf form. And you wouldn't be able to see the uniform, and that seems more important. I hate to say it, but, yeah, probably.
How about you, ma'am? How you doing?
I am undead. I am as unaffected by cold as I am by heat, save for a straight-up fire.
Ah, that's the secret.
Oh, good. The agents are unable to get in through the back. Looks like the restaurant staff locked the other doors. I don't want to question the experts, but if things get ugly, you'd have brought a sword to a gunfight, and not a single bullet will hit me. Fair enough.
What's with the goggles?
You know that one protester who got shot in the eye with a rubber bullet and now he's half blind forever? Got these off of Amazon and asked Nicole to enchant them. You know that means they'll aim for you before anyone else, right? Well, yeah, and I know Renee Good taught us that no one is safe, but me being fish belly white still makes my chances of surviving and going home after this higher than Mr. Native American here. And also probably the fairy, now that I think about it. I genuinely forget that you and Cyrus are immigrants. You've both been here longer than literally anyone else on this street. Well, except for Ricky.
Looks like ice is starting to retreat. We'll stay out here a little while longer, just to be safe.
And for a hot drink. We've earned it. When do you think they'll be back?
Sooner than any of us would like.
Goodness, I am not as fast as I used to be. Andy, looks like they're stopping for gas. They had to pass by the first station because the owner told them he wasn't selling them anything and they had to leave immediately. This one has a "Don't Tread on Me" flag in the window, so I suppose they found a safe haven. Oh yes, intersection of 5th and Vermilion. Not too far from the cafe, actually. I know that young computer fella David, he and Asif have a running list on Google of all the places like this to boycott. I'm sure they'll add it. Well, stay safe out there. Oh, and we are moving. Are you going back to the Mexican restaurant, you little devils?
Hey, you can't fly up here.
I believe I can. This is open airspace, not an airport.
We're conducting an investigation. You need to leave.
Hey, stop that. Oh, you get out of my state right now. If you would just comply, this wouldn't be a big deal.
CaFae Latte.
Hey, they're coming to your street. Don't know if it's after you or the Mexican restaurant. Sound the alarm. Their seraphim are giving me a go of it. Oh, that's real Christ-like, shooting a man in the back. Lucky for both of us, I have witch friends to give me good luck charms, so you're only going to miss.
Well, are we part of the crowd or giving them hot drinks?
Don't go out just yet. Wait for them to arrive first. Oscar's antics may have scared them off.
It did not. They're here and coming for us. Whoops, I just locked the door. Open up. We need to investigate this business for illegals.
What? Sorry? Really hard to hear you.
Drac, lock the back. Yep, already done. And I'm calling Cyrus in case things go south. Good man. I should call my sister. That woman is a fairy. We know she can't have been born in this country. Hey, she was naturalized while you were still dribbling down your dad's thigh. Ew, gross. Jennifer Charles. Knock it down. Battering ram. Is that going to be a problem? The glass is bulletproof and the locks are both industrial and enchanted. They're not getting in. That's not your phone. It's a burner, and after I use it, I'll be destroying it. You're calling from the burner. What's going on? That list of active ICE agents that you and Asif have been compiling, please send it to me. It's not complete. Doesn't have to be. Be sure to use the throwaway email I sent you. Already on it. And you have it. I appreciate that. Give my best to Lindsay. Does she still have the... Yes, the protection charm you gave her is still going strong. She hasn't seen hide nor hair of any ICE agent despite all the hospital shifts. Maybe worry about your own safety right now? What's going on? The fuck are you doing here? Heard the whistles, came over to help. We need to drink a truth potion. Enemy of our enemy, puppy. Ice is trying to get into the cafe. Bob's defenses are holding. Well, where's Raythu? A big-ass dragon would solve this problem pretty quick. Ice is also in Rochester, about 2 hours south of here. Raythu was patrolling there when this started. It'll take him a while to get here, even on winds. Well, how much you want to bet they're retaliating against us defending the Mexican restaurant across the street? That's a sucker's bet. Hey, Kelly. Just calling to say that the cafe is kind of under siege, so if I don't call or text you every half hour, assume I was detained or shot. Yikes. Is everyone okay? Oh, we're fine. The rest of the neighborhood turned up and ICE is trying to figure out a way in. Battering ram didn't work, intimidation didn't work. Up what? Shit. Wow, that glass really is bulletproof. You want me to call Cyrus? I've pretty much already paid him. Drake's already on it. What do you mean you've already paid him? I've been fundraising. How? Oh, F. Anyone who screenshots me proof that they donated at least $10 to his firm or other organizations against ICE gets a picture. 50 gets you a video. Has that worked? So far, I've raised $5K. Nice. Gotta go. Bob's doing something. Call Nicole for me, make sure she's okay. I got it. So what are you doing? Magic. You want to step back. Attention everyone. Due to the hard work of some very dedicated online sleuths who shall remain anonymous, I now have the full names of several hundred ICE agents operating in the state of Minnesota. Thus, the following are cursed with the inability to cause physical or psychological harm to anyone outside of self-defense. They are also cursed with ill luck, ill health, and ill fortune for the rest of their lives, unless and until they redeem themselves and repair the damage they have caused to this community. You can't do that! Hey, that's an attacker. That's illegal. Magic is perfectly legal. Oh, even if it wasn't, I'm filing another Second Amendment rights. Peter Benjamin Jones, Arian Frost, Landon Rosario. Fuck. Joel West. This is a bluff, right? Magic can't actually hurt us, right? No. Jonathan Ross, Jesus Okoya, Raimundo Gutierrez, Brian Palacios. Well, looks like the last of them cleared out. You're all good. I appreciate that, Patrick. Jennifer Childs, I'll likely be going home early. You okay? Merely drained. The list of cursed agents was in the hundreds, and there are still more to be identified. Go take a nap.
Okay, I'll ask. Why didn't you do that type of curse before, when ICE first showed up, or when they murdered Renee Good? We didn't have any of their names. It took David and Asif months to gather the names that I use today, and by the end of the week, I guarantee you, they'll all be replaced by yet more federal agents. And as powerful as I am, I cannot do this every week. I would collapse from exhaustion. When you are fighting a much more powerful enemy, such as the United States federal government, you cannot throw away the war to win a single battle. This is a war of attrition, a marathon, not a sprint. You must be careful with what resources you have, because if you blow them all up within the first week, you'll have nothing when your enemy returns with reinforcements. And or martial law. Martial law is going to be declared anyway. All right, even if we don't give them the excuse, let's just make one up. This administration is notorious for lying. It most likely is, but we still cannot give them what they want. Instead, what we need to do is prove that we are unsustainable. What do you mean? The federal government has the resources and manpower to completely invade and control Minnesota if it so chooses. Now, the reason that hasn't happened yet is because they also have to focus on several other things. As much as Americans try to deny it, this country is actually an empire, and empires are big, clunky things with a million fingers and a million pies. This means that they are powerful and have a surplus of resources, yes, but it also means that they have to use those resources to maintain their status on a global scale. And the more energy and resources they pour into one area, the greater chance they have of losing others. It's a big reason why we lost Vietnam and had to pull out of Afghanistan. Precisely, and in this particular case, it's less about controlling resources or territory and more a war of spirit. Minnesota will not be conquered unless and until we fully submit to ICE, either out of agreement with their horrendous ideology, exhaustion, or fear. ICE will not leave until their will to conquer us is broken. And breaking the spirit of a whole population is a slow, cruel process. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes constant, continuous effort over the course of weeks, months, sometimes even years or generations. And as Patrick's ancestors will attest, you are not guaranteed victory, no matter how much blood you spill. Our victory will come when we have broken the spirit of every ICE agent that steps foot on our land. When we have used up so much of the federal government's time, energy, and resources that they have to pull back or risk losing other much more important fronts, such as the midterms. And until that victory, we have to accept the fact that we are going to lose a lot. We will lose many battles. Many Minnesotans will be arrested, their lives disrupted. They will face terror, psychological damage, financial instability as they are arrested, detained, deported, and even killed. And then, when we keep fighting, in spite of all those losses, in spite of that horror, that is when we start winning. And when that happens, we cannot be as drained and exhausted as I am now. We are going to need our strength to keep pushing, keep fighting until ICE is gone. It is a long, slow, ugly process with a bittersweet end and can only be done by those who stay together, who lift each other up, who prioritize compassion over fear, and who fight against such tyranny in a million little ways, constantly and continuously, until that tyranny ends. CaFae Latte. Yo, Oscar! You're where? Where? Oscar's in jail.
Good morning. Heard there was a ruckus.
And Bob handled it. You okay, buddy?
Hunky dory, though I have a nasty bruise on my knuckles.
Yeah, you really need to work on your form. Oscar, stop talking. Officer, I'm his lawyer. What's he charged with?
Officially, assaulting a police officer.
Oscar. This Oscar. The Seraph.
Well, he came in with an ice agent hot on his heels, both of them being Seraphim. They just had a bit of an air fight. Your boy here turned himself in. I asked what for. He said interfering with an ICE investigation. I said that's not a crime, and also no, he didn't. I saw them going back and forth. Oscar was just blowing his whistle. Hey, that is interfering, and you should give him to me. I told you already, that's not happening. He assaulted me in my station. ICE has no authority over this.
Whoa, what?
Well, when I told him I couldn't arrest him for a crime he didn't commit, he said that I assaulted a police officer and punched me in the face. I panicked. This is obviously a delay tactic. He's trying to run from the consequences of his own actions.
Yeah, probably.
Look, your station is tiny. You can only hold, what, 4 prisoners? Max? Let me take him off your hands. It'll be less paperwork for you, at least. Absolutely not. As has already been stated, Oscar's alleged crime is not an ICE matter. You have no jurisdiction here. ICE has jurisdiction wherever we are. No, you fucking don't. Look, buddy, the problem is, protect and serve is written on my badge. Right here. Now, I never thought I'd see the day where I'd have to protect a civilian from my own government, but here we are. You're protecting him by charging him with assault?
Oh, don't worry about me.
I have a very good lawyer. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. If I were him, I'd hover over the station for a little bit to see if I could catch Oscar leaving. So, I hate to say it, I have no intention of pressing charges, but the prosecutor thought it best to schedule the arraignment anyway, just in case ICE decides to lurk. It's scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow. You okay spending the night, Oscar?
Well, it's 4 walls, a roof, and central heating. I've spent many nights without any of those things.
Brown, can you get the lawyer his paperwork? Oh, so you did decide to press charges. Hallelujah. No, we're dropping them as soon as he's clear, all right? The punch barely hurt. Oh, you're such a softie. If people would just comply and let ICE do his job, we wouldn't be in this mess. I need way more coffee before I can have this argument again. I'll bring some for you when I bring Oscar some CaFae snacks. We don't have donuts, but we have some amazing muffins and scones. Never thought I'd see the day where I'm grateful to a defense attorney. You might need to do a rain check on that. You know the Hotel Yacaranta? The Castillo family? Yeah, they're my clients. Well, they're straight up under siege. Let's try the back door again. It's always locked. They lock all the doors 24/7, and they're only ever unlocked by staff. Hey, what's going on? Finally, back up. Yeah, you asked me to bring 20 guys. What's going on? Well, we're trying to get into the hotel. It's run by a bunch of Mexicans. They only hire Mexicans, and they've got radicals and Antifas loaded inside. What about going undercover? Plainclothes. We can Trojan horse it. Hell, we tried that yesterday. They always know who we are and refuse to let us in. And he's been getting calls nonstop. Calls? Who is that? Don't know. It doesn't show numbers, and I just get this eldritch horror scroll. What happens when you answer? Jesus. Yeah. Why don't you just turn it off? It was off. According to locals and this hotel's website, the place is haunted. We didn't believe it when we came in, but now we're starting to. Or it could just be a hacker. Hackers can't leak air from our tires every time we pull into the parking lot, or steal our ammo and supplies from under our noses. I came here with some extra 9mm in my pocket, didn't touch them. When I left, they were gone. Yeah, and didn't you hear about the fairy in Bernier? She cursed over 100 guys, and suddenly they're getting sick, slipping on ice, and breaking bones. One lost all of his money gambling. That's just a coincidence. Magic isn't nearly as powerful as people give it credit for, okay? Let's just see if we can't break a window or something. I've got a quota to hit. I hear that looks like this room is empty. We got a baton? Yeah, let's crack her open. Whoa, wait, guys, why is your reflection different? What? Your reflection in the mirror. It looks like some Mexican guy in an old-timey vest. Did you get that? Oh, I got it. It's going right on YouTube.
Ghosts don't exist. It's just a hacker.
Look, I admit I was wrong, okay? That's why I called in an expert. You called a ghost hunter? Better. There's a bunch of people who run around the country on flying horses hunting ghosts and other nasty creatures. The guy in charge even says he's a... Hey, you must be King Hurla. Gentlemen, I do not work in immigration and customs enforcement. Oh, don't worry, we're not asking you to do that part. We've got a bunch of illegals in that hotel that's been guarded by a really nasty ghost. That's what we need help with. Really? This hotel has been haunted for decades, yet I've never been asked to clear it. Well, it's probably because ICE is a new entity. We only got started in 2003. My son is older than that. We've been trying to get into this damn building for days now. Any help would be appreciated. Days. Why lay such a siege? Do you know how many people are in there? That's why we've got dozens of us out here, when we don't get protesters and agitators anyway. The church across the street, real troublemaker. They show up almost every time we do, even after we raided them on Sunday. You raided a church during service. Duh, that's when everyone shows up. Yeah, this hotel is run by a Mexican family. Guatemalan, it's on their website. Whatever. Maybe they're legal, maybe they're not, that doesn't matter. What matters is they've hired an almost entirely Latino staff. The housekeeping, the cooks, the waiters, they're all there. And I'll be shocked if even half of them are legal. Fucking DEI hires, that's the real racism. Yeah, not only that, but they've invited the staff's families to stay with them. They say it's safer than their houses, which, so far, they've been right. We went to all the houses and apartments we could find under Hispanic names, and most of them were empty. Because they didn't have a pissed-off ghost causing problems with law enforcement. If this hotel is so full of employees and their families, how have they been able to feed everyone and pay for their electricity? The restaurant's still open for pickup and DoorDash. We've tried to arrest workers and customers in the parking lot, but then the engines in their vehicles give out, or the tires lose air, or so many protesters show up before we do, so we can't do our job. We'll try to infiltrate in plain clothes, but we're pretty sure the ghost figures out who we are and warns the family somehow, keeping us out whenever we try to go in. They've also got a lot of social media stuff, monetized videos, and asking for straight-up donations. They're bumming off of the country. And what's worse, it's working. Yeah, the hotel owner's brother is some big shot horror writer. He's got a bunch of followers online who've raised tens of thousands of dollars for this bullshit. We'd go after him, but he's in a red state, so he's off limits. For now. Doesn't matter. This is all for the best. We get in there, we get a massive haul. We've got quotas to hit. Yeah, what's with the look? The last time I heard men speak in such a way about their fellow humans, raiding holy places to kidnap worshippers while targeting only those of darker skin tones, they were slavers and clansmen. Hunters! Surround the hotel. Do not allow any customs agent entry, and do not attack the ghost. I wish to speak to Lady Maria Castillo. What do you want with my granddaughter? Peace, spirit. I've come unarmed. I mean no harm to your family or estate. I saw you talking to the ICE agents. And perhaps you heard me calling them modern slavers and ordering my hunters to protect your territory. Who are you, and what do you want? I'm here to offer what aid I can. I'm a friend of Jonathan and Cyrus. Come out of the cold. You're King Hurla? Indeed. I did a whole video about you in the Wild Hunt. Oh, this is so awesome. According to Jonathan, there are many skilled storytellers in your family, and at least one soldier. My son Juan was a Marine. He's been instrumental in keeping ICE out, him and Abuelo. He's done a commendable job. Most citizens would be unable to endure a siege for more than a day. How do you get food? ICE doesn't watch us 24/7. Abuelo tells us when they leave, and that's when the church across the street brings us the food. We've asked our delivery drivers to drop off our orders there, and if it's not safe, they'll wait and try again the next day. It's worked so far. Excellent. Wait, if you're a king, does that mean you can order ICE to back off? Unfortunately, my authority only extends to that of my hunters, who have sworn their swords to me. In many ways, I am king only in name. Damn. The best we can do is contribute to your siege defenses, but that would prevent us from fulfilling our duties and hunting more malevolent entities across the world. On top of that, only 2 of my hunters are American citizens. If law enforcement escalates, as they've been doing, I fear for their safety, and I must prioritize it over yours. We'd never expect any of you to put your lives or liberties on the line for us. I'm just happy you're not helping ICE.
Or exercising abuelo. I'd have to fight you over that. Having said that, one of those American hunters is practiced in witchcraft, particularly when it comes to death magic. Your guardian spirit is powerful, I assume because of the help of a witch? Yes, but she was arrested last week. God knows where she is. My witch has volunteered to stay here to continue to pour power into your guardian so long as he doesn't harm innocents in exchange for room and board for however long this assault continues. I will refrain from recalling her unless it is absolutely necessary.
We get a witch.
We'd really appreciate that. How many hunters did you bring? About 20? I have a few dozen others focusing on various projects. Why? Because none of you are leaving here on empty bellies. Very well, but we insist on paying for such a meal. Oh, hi, Oscar. How was jail?
Oh, just fine. You know that Seraph Ice agent that was chasing me? I think he got hit with Bob's mass curse. Overheard the police officer say he was going to press charges, but got fired before he could.
What do you have to do to get fired from ICE? Be a decent, compassionate person?
Oh yeah, but I doubt that happened. Well, apparently he was embezzling.
It's always the money.
I know. Anyway, what'd I miss out here?
Things have quieted down a bit, except for Cyrus. He is still being run ragged. Did Hotel Yakaranda need him? Partially. They had originally hired a Latin witch who specialized in Mayan magics to help with their ghostly ancestor. She was taken by ICE. Herla offered a temporary replacement of one of his witches, and Cyrus managed to get her released, probably with a bit of help from her own ancestors. I do believe the hotel is still acting as a sanctuary when needed, keeping close to their community, and last I heard they were fundraising for Haven Watch.
Oh, I love Haven Watch.
Yeah, Nicole went through her closet last week and donated a bunch of old clothes. Their greatest needs right now are gas gift cards and just plain money to keep the organization going. Their GoFundMe is linked in the bio. Cyrus, you don't have a shift today. And I won't for a while. What's happening? That's my 2-week notice.
What? Dude, you love working food service. You love snarking back at Karen's and testing new recipes and stealing my food. I know. Then why the fuck are you quitting? Because I have to start a law firm. You don't have to start shit. Oh, no, wait, I thought you already had a law firm.
No, that was just me freelancing with a couple of part-time paralegals. But now it's at the point where I have to have an actual business with employees and shit. I have too many clients, not just in criminal defense, but also immigration, and the civil rights suits are piling up too, even when I accept only para cases. And this administration is not backing down anytime soon, so here we are. Where's the new office? You know that antique store down the street? Which one? There's like 4. Oh, the one that went out of business. I bought the whole building.
You're going to make us deliver so many snacks, aren't you?
So many. Okay, I know Bob pays us really well, but you understand she and I are both millionaires, right? While Nicole is certainly the best at divination I've seen in a very long time, my prophecy skills aren't exactly rusty. Oh yeah, financial divination is a thing. I mean, obviously you get hacks and fakes, but if you find a good one, they can turn your military pension, your first decade or so of food service, and whatever other cash you've gotten a hold of into another check for 6 to 8 figures. Stick that in a savings account with compounding interest and let it chill for a few decades, and I hate you so much. I'll tell Nicole to get into stocks.
Oh no, I think I may be missing something here, because most people who quit food service to start their own business tend to be a lot less grouchy about it.
Agreed. My understanding is you do enjoy practicing law, at least on your terms. Do you enjoy war? No, but you're good at it. You're a good soldier, an awesome commander, and when you decide to fight a war, you usually win. And yeah, there are bright spots. You know, nights around the campfire with the boys, celebration after a completed mission, even moments of deep satisfaction when you've crushed your enemy. And yet, it's still war. You're only fighting it because people you care about are at serious risk of getting hurt. The whole situation only exists because of pain, fear, horror, and death. On top of that, no matter how good you are, there's still the chance that you'll lose, that you'll fail to protect innocent people, and all the pain and suffering that you went through standing up to the powers that be would have been for nothing. As good as you are at war, you instead opened a cafe. Because you don't want to be in the mud and muck, you don't want to make friends with people who are just going to die in your arms, you just want to make coffee.
Hang out with your friends. Enjoy the things that soldiers fight for. You only ever pick up your sword when the situation is dire, and you know that if you don't, if you step back like you have every right to do, you'll hate yourself. So instead of doing what you want to do, you do what you need to do to protect your people and community, and you hope that you do it well enough that that community is still there when you can finally stop and rest. I fear I raised you with a bit too much integrity. Yeah, actually, I am a lazy boy trapped in a workaholic's body, and I blame you. You're using IKEA furniture? Ew. Way easier to get boxes through the door than full furniture, and nothing builds teamwork better than struggle. If you make me build another shelf, I will feed you to my children. Nah, he's too stringy. You and I are going to be best friends. Kenny, dear, hand me that hammer. Right here. And you gotta flip the thing before you hammer it. Holy shit, Kenny, I haven't seen you in ages. Ditto. If you don't want to be in the promotional "we're building our office" video, stay on that side of the room, away from the camera. You're the social media guy? I am professionally a social media manager, yes. Cyrus, where do you want this heavy-ass rock sculpture? That corner. That sculpture is magic. Yeah, it's boss's retainer fee. It's a protective charm. She's also working on the smaller ones for each of you and your families. That should be done by the end of the week. All right. Sculpture's moved. Let me help with the shelves. Who's the dragon daddy helping with the heavy stuff? Oh, that'd be Raythu. Tell me that's a totally different dragon Raythu than the one Cyrus is dating. Damn it. Sorry? It's fine. They look good. So how long have you been working at the cafe? You look a little young. Oh, I don't. I'm just a customer sometimes. I'm friends with their dishwasher, Drek, but Cyrus said he'd pay for pizza, and I also got him to pay me $20. Next time, go for 50. He's good for it. Noted. So you're a lawyer? Yep. Used to be a paralegal, but it's kind of like a legal assistant, someone who helps with all the research and paperwork and whatnot. Cyrus paid me enough to help him out part-time that I was able to go back into law school and pass the bar exam. As of last month, I am officially an attorney. Cool. Wait a minute, paralegal. Old milk girl! That's me. Crib, Cyrus, how many employees do you have? Well, there's Amira here with 2 other attorneys able to argue in a courtroom and represent our clients. We each have a paralegal. I know that technically one paralegal can work for multiple lawyers, but in my experience, you get rushed, subpar work and very burnt out employees. So I make sure to get 4 paralegals, most if not all of whom have opted for remote work. We've got the god of the office and schedule, aka Yuna, she's our PA. And finally, we have Kenny for social media and marketing. Very important, both to get clients and donations so we don't have to charge clients. And Raythu, my beloved, has volunteered for the very important job of moral support. Only for you. I am not inviting anyone else on our belated Valentine's Day. Well, can you convince them to give this place a more Googleable name, please? Why? What'd you name it? Blue's Clues? That is so tempting, you have no idea. But we're actually going with paralegal. 2 words. That's awesome, right? I already regret my whole career. So is there a reason we're just using the upstairs for storage and not more office space? ADA requirements. This building is too old and wasn't built for wheelchair use in mind. Fixing that with some sort of elevator installation will take time we don't really have. So for now, we're meeting with clients downstairs. Upstairs will be employee only and where we keep the more sensitive data. Okay, yeah, fair enough. My first court date is coming up, so I'm gonna stay late to make sure that my office is ready to meet with the client tomorrow. Sounds good. Kenny, does this match your social media aesthetic needs? It does not. I mean, sure, yeah, we got the bookshelves full of big-ass legal texts, and we've got the desks and chairs all in one piece, but we have one piece of interior decoration and barely any lighting. That reminds me, I ordered a few more standing lamps with rushed shipping. Awesome, so we'll have a halfway decent photo in a week. Oh, you're always saying how social media is about telling stories. Tell that one. We had shitty lighting, now we won't. You are literally a book talker with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I haven't posted there in months. I don't know why you're freaking out, Kenny. I mean, nobody hires a legal firm for the aesthetic. And looking at our schedule, we are not short on clients. Yeah, now. As much as we don't want to believe it, people are shallow. They make decisions they don't fully understand based entirely on what they see for all of 5 seconds or hear from half-baked rumors, or worse, stereotypes. Guarantee you, if we don't pay at least a little attention to appearances, that client list is drying up faster than a snowball in hell. Okay, as the token black woman of the team, I do see your point, but courtroom wins do a lot more for PR than pretty plants and wall art. They do, but this is both a professional place of business and a refuge for people who've already been through way too much, and the space should reflect that. Well, I have been reliably informed that I suck at interior decorating. Everyone's in charge of their own space, but for the lobby area, Kenny, why don't you take point? We'll give you the budget. Oh, really? It's a pretty big budget. I'm gonna bite back the instinctive sex joke because you haven't officially opened the business, but that grace period is going to end. I have 4 teenage sons. Your threats mean nothing to me. I know when I'm beat. Ready to go receive me? Yeah, probably. Go where? Date night. We were supposed to do something for Valentine's Day, but then fucking ice fucking showed up and we've barely had a minute to breathe. Yuna, I didn't double book myself or anything, did I? No, but be sure to be back here by tomorrow afternoon for a client meeting. Oh, hopefully a client meeting. ICE is still indulging their nasty habit of declining lawyer visits to their prisoners. All right, Kenny, you're showing up to document that if it happens. Client names are anonymous in any and all social media content, but not the bullshit that the state makes us deal with. Herb. All right, now I can go. Sushi place, right? Yeah, but we should swing up by Duluth first. Oh, something up with your sister? No, but you remember Rabbi Rabbit? Yeah. Well, he called me earlier today, sounded freaked out about something. I promised him I'd help him and look into it thinking I could do it tomorrow, but from what he said, I don't really want to hold it off. Sure, we've got time. So what exactly did the rabbi say? Not much. What I got from the phone call was something paranormal, supernatural going on to someone in his synagogue, and he asked me to meet him outside of his temple. There he is. Hey, Rabbi. Rethu, Cyrus, thank you so much for coming. New hat? Yeah, I got it at a charity auction. I got a lot of compliments when I went out to a new restaurant for the food blog. Anyway, not the point. The point is, I think I have to show you. Hell, that's ominous. I am so sorry for the mess. It has been a crazy week. Definitely feels that way. Have we gone through anything similar? No, sweetie. Okay. Have we ever had a fairy and a dragon in our living room? Yes, but not at the same time. Rabbi, did you want any coffee, tea? I'm good. Cyrus, Rethu, this is Joe and Lucy. They go to my synagogue. Lucy, you think you can tell him Joe's story? This again. I told you everything's fine. Oh, he's always been a worrywart. Besides, it's not every day people see a miracle. A miracle? Joe, do you have amnesia? That obvious? A little. Yes, my husband was in a very nasty accident recently. Well, you see, he's an electrician. Zap, zap. The homeowners of the house he was working on called an ambulance right away, but he was declared DOA. It took the hospital a couple of hours to reach me. I work at the state park, and we have terrible service. They asked me to come over to identify him and get his things. I'm already a mess. I called the rabbi for support, so he drove me down. When we get there and we go to the morgue, there's my husband sitting upright on the table. I was so confused and so cold. Doctors were stumped. They figured the heart monitor they used was faulty and that his pulse was so faint when they checked manually, they just didn't sense it. It happens sometimes, rarely, but it does. But you didn't escape without brain damage. Zero memory. Didn't even recognize me when I came into the morgue. No, but finding out that you're my wife? Can't say that was a bad day. You charmer. Here's the thing. It's a very unusual type of amnesia. I mean, sure, losing all of his memories of, say, going to trade school and working as an electrician is harsh, but nothing too eyebrow-raising considering how long he was brain dead. But he also doesn't remember how to do electrical work, which is not standard. Well, it's not. No, patients diagnosed with that type of amnesia will still remember how to do the skills that they forgot they learned.
He also doesn't remember any of his earliest or childhood memories, which is very odd. Yeah, but I'm meeting my kids and parents this weekend. That'll be interesting. Oh, your parents have so many embarrassing baby stories. And your kids, oh, you're going to love your kids. See, your son met a wonderful woman, and your daughter is in school to be a marine biologist specializing in the Great Lakes. My memory isn't that bad. You told me that yesterday. Right. Well, it's all kind of freaky, but ultimately good. Why are we? Oh, not the family photo again. Because the house was haunted as soon as all of this happened. Way to bury the lead. So just to be clear, you died, got better, don't have any memories, and as soon as you returned home, you realized your house was haunted? I'm still not entirely sure it is a ghost. I am. I think you brought some sort of poltergeist back with you. Well, if I did, it's a harmless poltergeist. The only victim has been the odd photograph. Everything's digital these days anyway. Honey, I know you don't want to deal with this on top of everything else, but I really don't want to have more broken picture frames. Alright, so we'll move. We're empty nesters anyway. We can downsize. I'm not going to be chased out of my home by a damn ghost. Rabbi, can you do some sort of exorcism or something? This is a little outside of my expertise. At the very least, I need to know who I'm exorcising to make it effective. We're not talking to the ghost. I'm not entertaining them. Okay, I don't want to freak you guys out, but this is something to worry about. Ghosts and anyone who is ignored for too long tend to escalate. I told you we don't even know if it is a ghost. This house is drafty as hell. Now, if you don't mind, it's been a long day. I'd like to spend it with my wife. Sure. We'll get out of your hair. Sorry you came all this way for nothing. Not nothing. You're calling him, aren't you? Yeah, something's rotten here. I'm not leaving until we find out what it is. If you're okay with canceling those dinner reservations? Absolutely. We can bug my sister for dinner later. Awesome. Hey, John. Got a minute? Well, the situation is not ideal, but I can work with this. Rabbi, thank you for letting us into your house. What exactly has the behavior of this ghost been? Pretty classic stuff. Opening cabinets, moving objects around, appearing as smudgy shadows and mirrors, but nothing else. Okay. Looks like we have a baby ghost. A baby ghost? Like, a kid? No, I mean someone recently deceased. You see, the more a ghost interacts with the world, the more powerful they become and the more they're able to appear to and interact with the living. But when they've only recently died, they haven't gotten that power yet. It usually takes a few weeks or months to even become visible to other people, sometimes years. I thought that timing played a role too, like Halloween and winter solstice. It does. Those are the times when the veil between the living and the dead is particularly thin, so ghosts tend to get more powerful. Seeing as it is spring, the time for life, at least up here in the northern hemisphere, a ghost is going to have a harder time making contact. So what do? How do we figure out who this guy is? Well, normally I would bring in a Ouija board, but I had to burn the last one when a job went sour. Still waiting on the new one to arrive, so in the meantime, we're using a pendulum board. We'll be largely limited to yes-no answers, but you'd be amazed at how far that can go. Do we have to do this in my house? Oh, of course not. You're not haunted. We've got to go to the scene of the ghost. I really don't think Joe's going to let us back in. Are we giving him a choice? They have a gazebo in their yard. We can sneak in? That should work. Alright, looks like only the bedroom light is on upstairs. As long as we stay down and quiet, we should be good. Oh, here, I can use my wings to block the light from his phone. Thank you. John, can you see what you need? I see just fine. Now, are there any ghosts or spirits who can hear me? Oh, yeah, there we go. Hi. Alright, let's cover our bases. Did you die within the last week or two? That's a yes. Were you murdered? Oh shit, they weren't. I thought all ghosts were murder victims. Usually they are, but not always. Are you a member of... What's their last name? Vanderson. Are you a member of the Vanderson family? Yes, they are. Rabbi, any thoughts? You know these people better than we do. The only Vanderson who's died in the last couple of weeks is Joe. Ghost said yes. Are you saying you're Joe Vanderson? Never mind. No, there's no way we're talking to Joe Vanderson. Joe Vanderson is inside that house. We talked to him this afternoon. He says no. Was it a glamour? Boss taught me how to see through those. I don't think it's a fairy. Okay, screw it. Cyrus, you take my notebook. You're writing down what he says. Joe, I'm going to say the alphabet. Does anyone else find it extremely suspicious that the ghost who claims to be a man who's still alive is telling us to go to a park in the middle of the night with a shovel? Corvell, you can't tell me you're scared. I'm not, but I'm definitely concerned for our squishier companions. I want to be insulted, but that's honestly fair. Ghosts, like all people, are puzzles. They can take a while to figure out. However, this park is across the street from the hospital that Joe is taken to, which tells me that whoever or whatever separated ghost from body probably left some evidence here, specifically in, on, or near the fence right there. There's a patch of fresh dirt in the corner there, about a week old, I'd say. You can guess that from all the way over here? I'm a defense attorney. You pick up some things from investigators. Well, let's dig up this treasure. That's a body. That is a body without skin. Someone skinned a corpse. Yes, they did. And then they buried it in a fucking park. No ceremony, no funeral, nothing. Oh, say it louder, why don't you? Corvell, you ever see anything like this? Nope. Ghost hunter? I have no idea. We should call the police and report the body. How exactly would this situation be improved with a bunch of guys with guns? They can run forensics and actually tell us who this is. And we'll be less likely to be suspected of putting the corpse here. If we don't report now, it makes us look guilty. Ugh. Cyrus, why don't you call the police? I'm gonna call another expert. Well, I thought you were the expert. Of ghosts, but this is above my pay grade. Perla, I need some help. Please tell me you're joking. Perla, I know we haven't been friends for a particularly long time, but you should know by now that I don't joke on the job. Especially not about defiling the dead. Defiling and taking its identity. The ghost is Joseph Anderson, and I would bet my immortality that so is the body you dug up. The person you spoke to is a demon wearing Vanderson's skin. Well, that's a new one. Oh, I've heard of this. Demon glamour, right? That's one word for it. While there are some creatures, such as fairies and dragons, that can change their form more or less at will, other beings need to get creative. Demon glamour involves taking the skin off of a recently deceased being and using magic to wear that skin to pass off as that person or creature, similar to Selkies. Often they kill that person explicitly to steal the skin, but it sounds like this particular demon was simply at the right place at the right time. They probably waited in or near the morgue for the right opportunity. I think I'm going to be sick. Perla, you're authorized to handle this type of threat, right? Yes, legally and morally. Certainly more so than your mortal police force. Good, because all of that is definitely illegal here. Oh, it's illegal almost everywhere, including the abyssal realm where this type of magic was created. The only authorized use is in spycraft. Everyone else, it's typically a fugitive. Luckily, as is due a man of my profession and status, I have access to a list of inter-realm fugitives, including their full names. I know fairies can use mortal names to jerk us around like puppets. Is it the same logic with demons? Very much so. In fact, arguably more so. Cyrus cannot control you or me or the rabbi here simply by knowing our names. Even if he was versed in magic, he can only use those names to punish us for disobedience. But if someone knows a demon's true name, they can order them, and the demon will be compelled to obey. It's the natural balance of having such power. Why didn't we try that with Eric? Oh, he's only a quarter demon, probably doesn't apply to him. Is he immortal? No. Then you are correct. Partial demons do often have some magical characteristics of their ancestors, but not all of them. Where's that list of demonic fugitives? They've digitized them. I have it on a tablet here. That's a lot of names. Do we have time for one of your proper paperwork investigations? Oh, no, we don't. Lucy. That does complicate it. His wife? Mm-hmm.
How are we even going to get an ID on this guy? Wraithu and I were with him for half an hour and didn't see or sense any magic. Of course not. Only a demon can see through that particular trick. Do you know one? No, we do not. Yes, we do. And since I'm the one he almost killed, I get final say in the matter. Fine. No, I will not be going to your place of business for a security consult. Because I checked out your socials and saw all the things you posted about Catholics. Be that as it may, this Mary-worshipping heathen and his witch girlfriend/coworker will not be helping you with your security. Have the day you deserve. Cyrus, did someone steal your phone? Nope. Remember the time that you got me kidnapped by an evil coven of witches who were going to kill me and turn me into a smoothie of immortality? Yeah? You care to make that up to me? Got him. Oh. Did you have to do those loop-de-loops? No. We appreciate you coming, Eric. Welcome to our headquarters. This hotel had plenty of extra rooms. You're down the hall and to the left. Awesome. Perla, John, guy I don't know, nice hat. Thank you. Can you see through demonic skin theft? Yeah, before my dad bailed on us, he used to come to my birthday parties in synthetic skin. He loved the fact that I could always see through it. I think he thought that was a sign that I'd be immortal. Synthetic skin? Yeah, it's not from an actual corpse. It's made in a factory. It's like demonic plastic surgery, but temporary. Way more legal than, You said there was a dead guy? And his ghost is currently haunting the family. Oh, yeah. I genuinely forgot you were thanatophobic. I didn't. Well, where's the guy you need me to ID? Sleeping in a stolen bed with a stolen wife. Why are we not moving in now? He can too easily turn Lucy into a hostage. As much as I also hate to hesitate, moving in now without knowing the demon's identity is a phenomenal way to turn our widow and several of my hunters into corpses. Eric, this is the list of all known inter-realm fugitives. I narrowed it down to those practiced in demonic magic. It's still a few under names. Well, guess I'm doing homework this evening. Something wrong? No. Don't know why I'm surprised my dad's on this list. Is that going to be a problem? No. In fact, I know you don't owe me any favors, but if it turns out to be him, turn him into demon jelly, would you? I wouldn't be opposed. Okay, honestly, even with the latest complication and missing our sushi reservation, this is still one of the best dates I've ever been on. Oh, same. Laser tag can eat its heart out. We mobilize in the morning. I thought you said this place was a crime scene. Where are the cops? Hurla talked to them for 10 minutes, and once the body was out of here, they bailed. This is the only area in town clear of civilians that we can lure our demon into. You got the plan? Rabbit Rabbit's going to lure our skin stealer here without bringing the wife or anyone else who could be collateral. Hurla, Wraithu, and some of Hurla's wild hunt are lurking in the buildings around the park in case things go sour. Once the rabbi and demon show up, I identify the demon, preferably without having to screw through the tablet. Oh, fugitives. And you're here in part to watch my back and mostly to make sure I don't blow it. Good. So how are you? Busy. Started a proper law firm, so I won't be able to enjoy the simplicity of food service for a few years at least. What I'm hearing is if I get arrested again, I can call you. Let's not go nuts. Worth a shot. Last time we talked, you apologized for being an asshole and almost getting me killed. Yeah? If it was just me you hurt, I'd have forgiven you ages ago. The amount of grudges in my life has so far been kept in the single digits, and you're not the one to break that streak. But it's not just me you hurt, so you're still on thin ice. Yeah, I think I really messed JC up. And them, Wraithu, boss wasn't thrilled either. I'm not withholding my forgiveness until they do. I know if we were to wait for JC to get over it, we'd be here forever. But I'll probably still be pissed until the memories stop hurting him. Fair enough. Is that them? Yep. Showtime. And remember, you and I are not here to fight. We're not even supposed to talk to them. Just stay on the bench and watch. You're here to identify, and as soon as you clock it, I text Hurla, we leave, and let them handle it. Got it. They're still too far. That's definitely a demon in human skin. You can tell that much from all the way over here? Yeah, it's like... I don't know. It's like seeing someone in too tight clothes or something. It's really hard to describe. Hey, look, I just wanted to apologize for kicking up a fuss like I did. I get very protective over my synagogue. Hey, I get it. It's been a weird week for everyone. Yeah, but on the plus side, I get to reintroduce you to your favorite coffee place. It might not be my favorite anymore. Lucy and I found out that my taste buds have changed a bit. Are they close enough? Yeah. Tell me it is not who I think it is. This park is nice, though. I mean, I'm meaning to explore it a little more, get a closer... What's up, Dad? What are you doing so far up north? Enjoying the scenery? With the Iron Witch's protege? I'm unpredictable like that. Cops are already aware, in case you think getting rid of witnesses will help.
You know, I heard that you, unlike my son, actually have some useful skills. Knives, wasn't it?
I try not to show off.
If I were one of the best people in the world edge weapon, I wouldn't keep that quiet. But I guess that's just more proof that I'm not meant to be a fugitive.
Shit. Where did he...
Cyrus, down!
Gotta love the morning rush. Why don't you take your break? Everything's mostly clean, and I think I overheard you tell Drake that you missed breakfast. Yeah, but I snagged an extra muffin before we opened. It's weird having so much extra food around. Speaking of, Cyrus? Hey, boss. Raythus and my date went a little sideways. Was this about a date night? Oh, good. JC's there. This will save me time. You're on speaker? Cool. So, Rabbi Rabbit called Raythu, who asked me to help them with a weird situation. We ended up calling the ghost hunter John, and then had to call in Hurla when it turned out the ghost was actually trying to warn us about a demon that had stolen his skin and identity. Oh shit, demon fraud. I actually met a guy whose mom did this. They still don't know how many people she killed and impersonated. Is the threat contained? Oh, yeah. Hurla, his people, and Raythu stomped him. Good. Mostly because Valafar was already on the run from the Abyssal Realm. Something about tax evasion plus owing money to the mob. So the authorities gave him his real name that was used to pin him down. Once he could actually hear the orders, obviously, he threw a bunch of smoke bombs and started a bit of a fire to distract everyone, but those are under control now. You never, ever owe the Mafia money. Doesn't matter how desperate you... Wait, did you say Valafar? Yeah, that's the other part. So because he was wearing a human skin, only a demon could see through that little trick. Please tell me you didn't recruit Eric of all fucking people. How many other demons are hanging out in the country obsessed with a religion that has literally demonized them for centuries? Anyway, he ID'd Valafar. Valafar freaked, dropped some smoke, and because he didn't know that Raythu and Harlow were in the area, immediately went after me, the guy with 300 years of knife fighting experience. Almost got me, too. Almost. Well, Eric tackled me out of the way and ended up taking the hit himself. Ambulance took him a little while ago. It was bad. EMT said he was lucky as Gus didn't wind up on the sidewalk. On a related note, Lindsay's gonna need to make him a new protection charm. Are you saying that without Eric's quick thinking, you would be dead? And without Lindsay's charm, he would be dead? Yes and yes. Look, JC, don't hate me for this, but I'm bad at holding grudges on a good day. As far as I'm concerned, me and Eric are even. Stay mad at him all you want, but I'll be visiting him in the hospital. Did you tell Lindsay and his mom? Did I tell his girlfriend and mother before the person who still kinda wants to kill him? Yes! Wraithy's flying them over, and considering how much they've been a taxi service throughout the whole thing, they deserve extra cookies or brownies or something. Hey, just got word from the authorities. Valafar is currently being transferred back to the Abyssal Realm.
Okay. God, I feel like such an idiot.
You are not an idiot. You were a grieving widow who someone took advantage of. Why are they transferring him? He committed crimes here. He's also not an American citizen, and the current administration would rather dispose of him than deal with that headache themselves. Of course they would. I tried asking the ghost hunter if I could talk to Joe one last time, but he said he'd already left for the other side. He didn't even say goodbye. I've been told that newer ghosts especially don't have as much power, so sometimes even when they want to stay, they can't. I guess that sounds like Joe. Job's done, so time to bail. I took the liberty of blocking off tomorrow for the funeral. I know Joe wasn't the best Jew, but if memory serves, he preferred the traditional burial, yes. Said the less fuss, the better. I don't know if everyone's going to make it. We can have the memorial at a later, more convenient date, but we'll worry about that later. Right now, focus on taking care of yourself and your children. They may be adults, but they did just lose their father. They're going to need their mother. I have a folder here of organizations that might help you out. Grief counselors, if you're sick of seeing my face, crime victim advocates, sexual violence center. Don't know if that one's necessary, but put it on the bottom of the pile. I've had enough crisis this month. You said he was in what room? 213. He was pretty out of it when I dropped off Hannah and Lindsay. That'd be the morphine, probably. Oh, gotta go. Hey, Hannah. Why are you here? I heard what happened. Obviously. Why are you here? It's visiting hours? I understand my son has hurt you. As his mother, I am well aware of what an asshole he can be and has been. Having said that, he came inches from dying. So if you are here to yell, scold, guilt, or otherwise interfere with his healing in any way, you can leave. Save it for when the stitches are out at least. Hannah, I yelled at him the week he got out of jail. If I still hated him, I wouldn't even be here. You can watch if you want. You and Lindsay? I assume she's here too? She is, and she convinced me to get some actual sleep. Do not make me regret it. If we move fast, we could sneak out the back door. Eric, your lungs, liver, and intestines were barely held in place by my magic and Cyrus's first aid skills. You're staying until the doctors clear you. Everything's back in place now. Got the stitches and everything. And blood loss. You got at least another bag of blood to go. Thank God. Someone here to end my suffering. I'll take a clean through the neck or between the eyes, please and thank you. Shut up. Your mom's still terrifying. I think she levels up every time Valafar and I do something stupid. That sounds right. Lindsay, I believe it is bitchin' crime to you. Fair. Sorry about that. Raythu told me that Valafar is back in the Abyssal Realm. Well, hopefully to stay there forever. Peanut butter chocolate? Oh, homemade? Peanut butter chocolate's my favorite. I know. I really am a weak woman. Fine, I forgive you, and I'm fine with you two being friends again. Oh, that's never gonna happen. The hell are you doing here, then? Closure? We're not going back, but I'm not actively praying for you to be hit by a truck, so... I don't know, have a happy existence? Thank you. You too. Hey, Raythu, you're 10 minutes late and can fly. What the hell? Yeah, I offered to fly Eric back home, save him and Lindsay some gas money. No loop-de-loops this time, on account of the stitches. Fair. Smelled the cookies you gave him. I assume taking the hit for Cyrus also knocked out your grudge? Yeah. I don't think we'll ever be friends again, but I can't bring myself to be angry with him anymore. Hell, he can even come by the cafe, chow down on a muffin and coffee while he recovers. I saw the hit. It was bad.
I genuinely thought Cyrus was giving first aid to a corpse for a minute. Lindsay's already enchanted a new protection charm.
Good. Feels weird.
What, not holding a grudge?
Yeah. Anger is exhausting. Holding on to it costs more energy than flying across the continent. When you finally let go, it's like unclenching a fist that you've been holding for hours. Takes a while for the pins and needles to stop.
Yeah. What about Valifar?
I did try to jellify him, but Hurla got to him first and insisted on returning him to his land to face the wrath and justice of his people. Piece of shit is back in the Abyssal Realm, where he will be tried for tax evasion, running from their police, skin stealing, and he's in hot water with some other mafia groups too. Don't know if that translates to more charges or a bullet.
As long as he keeps his ass out of our realm, I don't care.
The hell? What? Look at that customer. They trying to sell something?
I don't know.
Hey, ma'am?
What are you doing?
Oh, I was just getting to you. Here.
If you died today, are you ready?
Yes, I am done with this shit.
You're gonna leave Nicole to deal with it?
Oh, shit, yeah. And I can't take her with me. She'd want to stick around and try to help everyone else stuck here. I know, right? Cyrus, too. Why do we have to date people with morals?
Their asses look good in jeans.
What? No, read the other side.
A Bible verse.
Really? Do you not see the Star of David? Oh, then you definitely need this.
I do not.
Yeah, I've had enough Bible thumpers tell me I'm an abomination just for breathing. If God is real, I'm calling him a bitch to his face and walking backwards into hell. I'd say save me a spot, but Jewish theology dictates that there isn't really a hell. There is a supernal washing machine. I'm gonna go.
Explain?
Gehenna. It's basically purgatory where sinful souls go to get cleansed, like a washing machine cleaning dirt from socks and or destroyed. It depends on how you ask.
Huh.
Look, I know I'm supposed to defend you, and I will, but these are serious charges. I think it'd go better if we cut a deal. I have nothing to confess. You're an Oni. I get it. Wolves eat meat, Onis eat people. You're not all cannibals. Only a handful of Oni throughout history have actually eaten people, just like those European trolls and giants did. Gives the rest of us a bad name. Still, the fact remains that this isn't going to go well for us if we don't try to cooperate with police.
Not another word.
Who are you? Blue Johnson. I am Yuna Nakamura's new attorney.
What?
What? You said you couldn't hire a private attorney. I work pro bono. And for snacks. Your sister made me those little squishy red bean cookie things. Mochi? Yeah, those were so good. She's making me more now. If you can pay in money, I'll take it, but it's just gonna go to snacks anyway. Might as well cut out the middleman. You, out. You're a fairy. And you're an Oni. Us paras have to stick together. Now, I see that you have been charged with murder one for your human husband. Weird. They haven't even found his body yet. Nope. So my job will be a lot easier if you tell me everything. You wouldn't be the first housewife I've met who've killed her man, usually for abuse. No judgment. Did you do it? Yes. Okay. Why? Well, I murdered him with an axe because I found out that he was touching our daughter, and I boiled him in a soup and ate him to get rid of the evidence. Well, that definitely makes my job easier. Does it? Oh yeah, the evidence against you is paper thin. If they don't have a body, they don't have a case. They are praying for a confession, because without it, they'll have to rely on the racism of the jury and judge. And while I can't do anything about the judge, I can make sure that the racists in the jury are at a minimum. But if we're lucky, we can get the state to drop the charges entirely. Then why was the public defender trying to get me to confess? Like, he's a racist. He does the same with his non-white human clients. Anyway, I need a few more details. Yes, I will be taking notes. For me. If you want notes to reference later, then you should write your own. No, I will not be making anyone coffee. The machine is right down the hall and very easy to operate. We can wait for you. That is a good idea, Steve. That's why I suggested it 5 minutes ago. I know we want to cut back on spending, but our employees are already stretched thin enough to break. If we lay off any more people, we're going to cause burnout. We can hire new employees at lower salaries if necessary. That is the 6th time you've interrupted me in the last 20 minutes. And for something so morally reprehensible, too. No, I will not be able to act as translator for when the Chinese investors show up. Well, for starters, I am Japanese. That is my mother tongue, not Mandarin or Cantonese. Secondly, I am not paid to be a translator. So if we do get Japanese investors and you want me to be the interpreter, then we'll need to renegotiate my contract. We're done? Excellent. Cyrus? Hey, Yuna, feel free to say no. I know that you said that you've got a pretty stable corporate job with a chunky salary, but I'm opening up a law firm and could really use a PA/legal secretary? Yes, absolutely. Where do I sign? That bad? If I am asked to make coffee for one more balding white man with an Asian fetish, I am going to make my cannibal ancestors cringe. Well, you're definitely not going to have that problem here. My employees get a CaFae Latte discount code. And dental. Can you come over on Monday so we can haggle salary, preferably without making me defend you in court for cannibal charges again? You haven't done that since the 70s, and as your friend and lawyer, I really do encourage you to keep that streak going. Delivery! I have stacks of drinks and a ton of pastries. Oh, thank you, dear. You can put it on the counter there, and if you could fetch Cyrus for me, that'd be great. I am already here. Drek, my man, thank you so much for being the delivery boy. You're the one throwing in a $10 tip. How's life outside of food service? Busy. I spent all day yesterday in court with back-to-back cases. The day before that was spent talking to clients, half of them in ICE detention centers that I'm pretty sure are purposely designed to kill them before their court date. And the day before that was spent with a paralegal doing research. And having cake. Why cake? Because I just won my first court case. Is that coffee? Yeah, we labeled all the drinks and JC put all the gluten-free and dairy-free pastries in that smaller box. May Allah bless all of your pillows to be cool on both sides. Thank you, Drek. Cyrus, you need to hire another legal secretary, maybe 2. I do? Yes, the caseloads have increased much faster than we all thought, and I cannot keep up, especially not with 4 sons and a husband who also works full-time. My daughter did volunteer to help at home, but she got approved for her dig early, so that's no longer an option. A dig? Well, she's an archaeologist, best in the field. Name a country and she's been there and can probably speak the local language, too. That is so cool. I'll put up a job listing. Sorry, Yuna. I really thought we had more time to get our feet under us. A miscalculation on all of our parts. I'll be happy to work overtime for the appropriate pay until it's sorted. Bill me the extra hours. I should probably hire an accountant, too. Well, I'm heading back. Let me know if you guys need anything. Thanks again, Drek. Walk safe. Are you okay? Oh, and she's gone. Weird. Morning, Bob. I've got a lazy bum for your kitchens. I suppose I can accept him. Why do I let you drive me anywhere? Saves gas and you get to spend some precious time with your old man. Is it too early for me to get a coffee? I've got an all-day shift at 4th Street. It is never too early for coffee. 1 cream, 2 sugars? Thank you, Bob. You've been putting in a lot more hours. Is everything okay? Oh yeah, nothing to worry about. I'm covering for Lindsay. She took some shorter shifts to help look after Eric, but now that he's on his feet, she's back to her regular schedule. I'm telling her that as awful as that story is of Eric's dad trying to kill him, she should use it to sell more of those protection charms. That is an awesome way to re-traumatize a guy. Yeah, probably. Sound like a therapist there, kid. Just a Gen Zer. Although, I have been applying. To colleges? Absolutely not. I'm not going 6 figures in debt. I've been looking at trade schools, either welding or plumbing. Plumbing. Welders are getting hit with AI, but an algorithm can't unclog a toilet. Algorithms have nothing on magic. I'd rather not test that theory. Proud of you. Thanks, Dad. And here is your coffee. Give my best to Lindsay when you see her. You got it. Drek, your shift finishes an hour before mine. If you want to wait, I can pick you up. I think Rathu and I get off at the same time, and if I have to choose between riding a dragon versus literally anything else, what, your old man's ride isn't cooler than a dragon? Nothing is cooler than riding a dragon. He makes a fair argument. Yeah, he does. All right, see you at the house. Later, Dad.
So what's on the to-do list? This is what's wrong with your generation. You're all so soft, too sensitive. Millennials and Gen Zers are the participation trophy generations. Uh-huh. And who gave us those trophies? It is just such... What? Who gave us those trophies? We sure weren't the ones who made and bought and handed them out when we were 8. So who was it that insisted on giving everyone a participation trophy? Well, I don't even have to do a silence spell. We only did that because you would throw such a temper tantrum when you were left out. Never mind, I spoke too soon. Are you kidding? We didn't want those trophies. We fully understood that participation trophies mean nothing. Showing up to an event is not an achievement and certainly should not be rewarded the same way as people who actually earn stuff. We did not want it, and a lot of us were very vocal about that. The only ones who said that they liked the participation trophies only did it because they knew that that was what their parents, usually Gen Xers, wanted to hear. Well, then you were one of the good ones. Most people of your generation are such spoiled brats. Again, even if that's true, which it's not, how is it our fault? If a kid isn't raised right, you don't blame the kid, you blame the parents. So why are you giving me shit for your bad choices? Well, I never. How dare you?
Silence. You may speak again when you leave.
I never understood the idea behind participation trophies. Yeah, right? Hey, as a millennial, the same. Also, can I get some sugar packets for my coffee? Of course, they're on that small table by the wall. Drek, no personal calls while on shift. I gotta go. Why? What's wrong? My dad's dead. I just saw Raythu fly off like a bat out of hell. What's going on? They needed to give Drek a ride. To where? He's got another 6 hours. Either the hospital or his mother's house. His father was just killed in a traffic collision. What, Cord? No way. Mm-hmm. Needless to say, I will be taking Drek off of the work schedule for the next week or so, unless he insists otherwise. Fuck. Wait, Nicole gave Drek a protection charm to put in his car. Yes, my understanding is that Cord parked across the street from the food shelf. It doesn't have a parking lot. When he stepped out of the vehicle, he also stepped out of the charm's area of protection. A negligent driver drove through the stop sign and the crosswalk that he was using. That'll do it. Anyone ID the driver? According to Lindsay, whom I just got off the phone with, they got a good image of the car and license plate in the new security cameras that Eric helped them install. Police are currently investigating. It won't bring back the dead, but it can provide some sense of closure, perhaps. Yeah. Anything we can do? I know it's a trope thing to say, but I really do hate funerals. I think there are very few people who don't. But I have to admit, Cord found a way to make this one more manageable. True. I love the colors. Samantha, Eric, Lindsay, thank you so much for coming. Oh, of course, I loved working shifts with Cord. They were my favorite day of the week, even when he was giving me crap for dating a convicted criminal. Yeah, he gave that to my face rather than being passive-aggressive or sneaky about it. Gotta respect a guy like that. Hey, sorry I'm late. Court case went long and I had to get a black suit. Okay, 2 questions. Where's Drek and why isn't anyone else wearing black? Oh, don't worry about missing the service. We're just happy you're here. Drek is in the other room with some friends, and nobody's wearing black because my husband put it in the will. He always thought it made a bad day worse. And that it was better to remember happy memories than to dwell on the loss, so colorful clothes and fuck formality. It is really hard to argue with that. Okay, let me see what I can do. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. It's lasagna. Cooking instructions are on the top for you and Drek. You cooked? Mom's idea. Apparently grief steals the energy for self-care, so one of the best things you can do for a griever is give them something easy to pop in the oven or microwave. Yeah, Nicole's parents said something similar. What'd you make? Lasagna. Nothing fancy. You? Chicken breasts stuffed with wild rice, spinach, mushrooms, garlic, and I added some lemon and oregano to the breading. Wanted to hit as many food groups as possible. Show off. Damn right. Help me find some room in the fridge. Patrick outdid both of us with like 20 homemade microwave dinners. It's the Leaning Tower of Tupperware in here. Can I just say that I'm really glad your dad's dress code didn't force me to tie a tie? Because I hate that shit. So did he. I'm pretty sure all of his are clip-ons. In fact, he hated most fancy stuff. Didn't see the point. Hard same. No offense, Bob. They're not for everyone. Cord struck me as the type of person to prefer getting his hands dirty. You have no idea. So, when I was a kid, we didn't do a lot of vacation, but when we did, it was usually camping because, it's cheap and fun. And Dad was always the one who set up the tent and cooked the food, and a couple of times even took me out fishing so we could catch dinner. And I almost lost my stomach a couple of times watching him clean the fish. They're just blood and guts. Everyone has them. Well said. Nope, I can handle food waste, I can handle wet hair and trash and what gets flushed down the toilet. I refuse to have anything to do with blood and guts outside of like life or death situations, okay? We keep the insides inside. Wimp. Damn right. Oh, one time, while camping, Mom and I went walking down a trail while Dad cooked dinner, and he would always say, "Watch out for bears," every time we did. There were never any bears on the trail. What there was a goblin making bear noises. It's important to stay alert in the woods. I had forgotten all about that. He cackled so loud when he got us. I know, right? Joke's on him. He's the one who had to clean my pants. Oh, Karma, we love thee.
I specifically told you, you don't need to be here. Yeah, well, tell that to my bills and lack of breadwinner. I understand that. However, you won't be able to help anyone if you experience a mental breakdown. Oh yeah, do tell me, Immortal, how to deal with a death in the family. Sorry. There really is an anger stage in grief. I just want a distraction. I can't sit around the house moping all day. That will trigger a mental breakdown. Apology accepted. We have an empty house, so what's the root of this anger? The man who killed Cord? You would think so. The guy was texting and driving, then tried to flee the scene like a damn coward, but honestly, I don't care about him. He can die or win the lottery, I don't care. Your father, then? Why didn't he stay? What do you mean? I mean, Hotel Yacaranda gets to keep their grandpa around from fucking World War I, but I can't get another 5 minutes with my dad? What the fuck? You are going to hate the next words out of my mouth. Ghosts and wraiths only exist because they are in pain, because their spirit is so broken that they cannot move on until it is healed. The fact that your father isn't lingering is a good thing. His life was cut short, yes, but he still had a good life, and to your point, he had full confidence in you, your mother, and your community. He doesn't have to stay because you are supported and capable and loved. Moving on to the afterlife is healthy, and it's something we will all do someday, even if some immortals try to deny it. When I last saw him, I called him Blame, because he had a beat-up Bentley and I could just hitch a ride with Rithu. I don't recall him disagreeing with you. No, he didn't, but... oh no. I wish I'd told him I love you rather than just see you later. Actions are much more precious than words. I think it's safe to say that he knew. I've got dishes to do. You do. Husnia did say that she was coming in early if you would like to leave early. Yeah, I am. I think I'll take you up on that. This is fucking bizarre. We barely knew Drek's dad, but it feels so weird to try to go back to normal. We are not mourning Cord, we're mourning Drek. They say misery loves company, but it's more that people are simply designed to be empathetic. Hurting one hurts several. Ugh. Funeral was cool, though. I mean, never been to one where no one was allowed to wear black.
Yes, thank goodness for glamour. Cyrus and I did not get that memo, so we both had to make a quick adjustment. The Iron Witch caught off guard. It happens. That's Dreck's backpack you just knocked over. Oh, shit. It's rather rude and illegal to go through someone's mail. And I should care because... Hey, Drac? Buddy? Yeah? Hey, did you knock over my bag? Yeah, sorry. You got accepted into trade school? Oh, yeah, I just got that today. Holy shit, dude, congrats! You're doing welding? Well, actually, that one's for plumbers, but, I don't think I'll go. What? Look at the address. Oh, it's an Amherst neck of the woods. Duluth? Yeah, you could probably earn some babysitting money looking after Zatha, if you don't mind being set on fire. That's a 2-3 hour car ride from here. I'd have to get an apartment and live up there, and look, it's just not a good time for that. I don't think there will ever be a truly opportune moment. Yeah, and this is an insane opportunity. This says they're going to be paying you to attend, not the other way around. Your mother also has a supportive community beyond you. I saw several faces at her funeral, friends and family that I was unaware either of you had. You won't be leaving her alone. Just consider it. Large mocha and a flour cookie. Your total comes to $11.45. And what about my military discount? Oh, you served. Could I see your military ID, please? Here. Ah, you're a military spouse. That works. Damn right it does, and you will address me by my husband's rank. No. Civilians, you know nothing of basic respect. Excuse me, Miss Bob, couldn't help it over here, if you don't mind me taking this one. Ma'am, first of all, this woman served in her home nation's military for centuries, as well as the United States, reaching back to the Civil War, as well as her son, so watch your tone. Second of all, I'm also a military wife. My husband served 40 years in the Air Force as a firefighter, and I would never. Pardon? You're not going to be addressed by your husband's rank because you ain't the one getting shot at and having to take a shit in a ditch, all while being thousands of miles away from home and the basic pleasantries of life. I don't need to hear this from an enlisted man's wife. My husband is a lieutenant. Well, good for him. You did not achieve that, and you'll have a much happier life if you make an identity for yourself outside of your husband. I was raised in the 50s, and I know that. Cancel my order. I'm not in the mood for coffee anymore. The absolute nerve of some people. Military life is rather cultish. I'm sure you remember the days when it was genuinely difficult to forge an identity outside of the uniform, even if you weren't the one wearing it. And being financially dependent on someone makes it much easier to base everything else on them. Oh, sure, but there are still ways to hit goals and achievements outside of the relationship. I made sweet tea and snacks for all the boys jumping into fires, helped the other wives on base with babysitting, learned knitting and crocheting, organized some church functions at the base chapel, helped some of the boys and their wives study for high school diplomas and college entrance exams, especially on their math problems. I may have been financially dependent on my husband, but I made damn sure to contribute to the entire community on my own merit. When he finally retired, there were more tears for me than there were for him, and I'm proud of that. If you had been a part of our revolution in the Fae realm, you would have been the jewel of my military camp. Damn right. How's Drake doing? I heard about his daddy. He's all right, handling it as healthily as one can. He took today off to discuss some options with his mother. And they're going to pay you to attend? Well, not right away. I'd have to take some classes, and then when I get an apprenticeship and I'm doing on-the-job learning, that's when I start getting a paycheck. This is remarkable. Yeah. Bad timing, though. Look. When opportunity comes knocking, you don't worry about whether you're in your pajamas or your hair is brushed or otherwise you look a mess. You open that door and you take it. I'd have to leave you here. Oh no, you'd have to leave me alone in a beautiful small town full of friends and community and a fairy who will give me discounted coffee. Hey, you haven't worked for her, alright, so you might not get a discount. You need to grieve, yes. But you can't put your life on hold. If you did, your father would come back just to hit you over the head with a newspaper. That's not as discouraging as you want it to be. Yeah, okay, I'll start apartment hunting, I guess. Your father got a life insurance policy when he started working at the food shelf. It'll be paid out by the time you move.
We just said the plumbing school is paying me to attend, and I have a chunky savings because Bob overpays everyone.
I will take half of the policy to pad my savings further. Attaboy. No, darling, if you're gonna have a little fridge with ready-made drinks for customers to buy, you cannot use Northside tea.
Really?
Absolutely not. It is far too bitter. And avoid New Mexican sweet tea while you're at it.
I've lived in this country for almost 2 centuries, but many of your ways are still strange to me. Is New Mexico not considered part of the South?
No, it is part of the Southwest. And much of its cuisine is incredible. As the name suggests, they borrow quite a bit from our southern border, and it is phenomenal. But their sweet tea is just lightly flavored water. And when I tried it for the first time, what was that line from that movie? Right. Dishonor on you and dishonor on your cow.
Noted. So, Arizona tea?
I personally am not a fan of the flavor, but it is perfectly respectable, and you can't go wrong with 99 cents. I also heard that the CEO is a decent person, so that's good. Drek, darling.
Hi, Miss Caroline.
Bob, this is my 2-month notice.
2 months? That's when lessons start. I'm going to trade school.
Oh, congratulations. We need more tradesmen. What type of trade?
Plumbing.
Oh, excellent choice. Robots can't take over that one.
I know. I also know that this means we're going to be down 2 employees in a very short amount of time, but don't worry, I found a replacement. Hi. That is not so technically my decision.
Do you want to deal with mountains of applications and interviews?
Mark, did you bring a resume?
I don't have one.
This would be his first job, but he's a hard worker and he's really good at cleaning dishes. He stuck around to clean mine after Dad's funeral, even after the dishwasher was full, and they were spotless. Also, I checked, even though he's almost 15, it is legal to hire him in Minnesota so long as his hours are between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. He's not working more than 40 hours a week, and he can't work more than a single 8-hour shift within a 24-hour period, which shouldn't be too hard anyway, because, he's still in high school. Extracurriculars? Does hunting count? Or getting lost in the woods?
That was one time.
Yeah, one time that almost got you eaten by cannibals. Also, he's really good under pressure, if a bit moody and sarcastic.
Oh, so he'll fit right in.
Drek, you make a fine argument. You will be training him. Mark, when can you start?
Morning, JC.
Ugh, should be illegal to be this peppy in the morning.
If it was, you'd become a morning person purely out of spite for the law.
I hate how true that is. What are we having?
Coffee to the top, room for sugar.
I know all about your sugar addiction. You guys selling merch?
Oh yeah, Kenny's idea. I told him it wasn't necessary. He said it's important to get the logo and branding out there. I told him we're not a store and don't have warehouses full of merch. He said that's fine, we could just use a print-to-order company. I decided I wasn't going to turn down a revenue stream.
Smart.
You guys would be a lot more successful if you integrated AI into your store.
Ew. Agreed, I cannot think of a faster way to lose customers.
No. You could save so much money on wages alone by having self-ordering kiosks and getting a chatbot to take your phone calls. And advertisements, social media, it is so productive and so fast.
If it's so incredible, then why is it that so many companies who have already laid off their mortal staff are already scrambling to rehire? Because ChatGPT doesn't tell you the truth, it only tells you what you want to hear and make shit up. I asked it for some new recipe ideas for muffins a while back. It suggested I use 8 cups of powdered sugar for one 24 muffin batch. Deleted it from my phone right away, and that was before Nicole told me about all the ethical stuff, destroying the environment, stealing from artists.
That's just the cost of innovation. You have to break things.
No, that's just tech bros being assholes and excusing it as genius.
It's the future, all right? I like this cafe. I don't want to see you guys going bankrupt because you refuse to embrace the new technology.
Not all new technology is necessary for financial survival. You would know that if you had lived as long as I have, or opened a history book, or had some common sense.
Oh, I see. You guys are discriminating against people who use AI.
We do not appreciate people who utilize such a destructive technology for a sloppy, unsatisfying end result that is demonstrably lowering the intelligence of the human race. No. I'm dating an artist who has had her work fed into Gen AI models without her permission, consent, or payment. So if I want to keep getting laid, I'm gonna have to smash her teeth in.
See? A chatbot wouldn't threaten me. I wouldn't do it now. Poor Mark would have to clean it up. We would settle this outside in the parking lot like adults.
Well, I'm gonna leave you guys so many bad reviews. You do that. But for the next year, you will never have a stable internet connection.
Wait, what?
Perhaps with less screen time, you can relearn critical thinking skills. Next.
Is that normal?
What, Bob cursing a rude idiot? It'd be weird if she didn't. Come on, let me show you where we keep the cleaning supplies.
So most of your work is probably going to be in the back. JC hates doing dishes, so that's going to be your main job. But everyone does a little bit of everything here, and it's a good idea to know the drink and food orders too.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, you guys have a lot of them.
Yeah, but most of the orders you're going to get will be pretty basic. I just start on things like regular lattes, mochas, cappuccinos, and teas, then maybe the seasonal specials. Once you get the hang of those, the rest are pretty easy. Hi, how can I help you?
Training the newbie? I did tell them to hide me in the back, but I guess they want more hands up here.
Better too much training than too little. What can we get for you? I'll take a strawberry blondie and an iced chai. And do you know what the deal is with that ghost girl outside?
Why, I haven't seen one? News to me. Can you describe her?
White dress, very wispy, and she kept doing this weird wail.
That was a banshee. Their wails warn of impending death.
Oh shit, does that mean I'm gonna die?
No, banshees warn you when a loved one is going to die within a few days. There is no way to stop or prevent it. It's like a hurricane warning. A storm is coming, so be prepared. Cancel my order. I gotta go. You think she knows who it is? Maybe. Bob, I'm gonna take 5. I brought some siren song tea. It's good for the throat. Thanks for trying to warn me.
Hi, welcome to CaFae Latte. I am brand new.
Be gentle.
I will try. I'll take some of those sunflower cookies, like as many as you have left.
We're out of those, looks like.
Are you sure? Can you check the back?
Sure, but the baker's pretty good at putting them out. Guys?
Hi, Mark.
Sorry, ma'am. We sold the last sunflower cookie an hour or 2 ago, and since it's almost closing time, it didn't make sense to start a whole new batch. But I think we have a few other options. Oh, shit. Tears, crying, wailing. Why? Honey, it's all right. It's just a cookie.
I know that. And I know it's dumb, but I've been looking forward to this all day, and I'm not a crier at all, but the pregnancy hormones make me crazy, and I hate it.
Oh, it's all right. I've been pregnant twice, so I get it. Mark, can you check to see if JC put any of the other cookie dough in the fridge? Maybe we can whip something up or sell her the dough to make at home. Yep, on it, leaving, got it. Boys, give them the bloodiest video games and they don't flinch, but a single tear and they run for the hills.
Yeah, I freaked my nephew out the other day, breaking down over slow Wi-Fi.
Well, at least you go sad instead of angry. My poor husband, both times I was carrying, I would rip his head off over the littlest things. Got to the point where if I knew I'd be in a mood, I'd leave the house and go to the nearest rage room. Breaking old computers was a little awkward with the bump, but still very cathartic.
Okay, hey, so we do have the cookie dough. But I don't think Bob wants us to sell that stuff raw to customers. Good point. That's a health hazard waiting to happen. I can get a batch out for you in about 20 minutes if you're okay to wait. Oh God, why are you crying again?
I'm just so happy right now.
Just wring her out and get her a tissue while I start baking. And ma'am, you're gonna want to sit on the corner chair there. It has the best back support.
Thank you so much. Do you take credit?
Oh my God, I love your hair. Thank you. Please don't touch.
I'm sorry, it's just so pretty. I love the locks. I just have to touch it.
I am not comfortable with that. Get away from me now.
I'm just trying to get a closer look. Ow! You hit me!
I told you not to touch me. Whoa, what the fuck is going on?
She attacked me!
Really? You know how some white people will touch black people's hair without permission, even when they tell them no?
It's just hair. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. I'm gonna have a bruise now.
Lady, if you touch my girlfriend again, I won't be nearly that nice. Get out.
She assaulted me.
Hi, I'm a lawyer. She didn't. You did. She reacted in self-defense. And now that the employees of this private property are asking you to leave, you're trespassing. I'd get out now.
I sincerely doubt you're a lawyer.
Yeah, the boobs and Somali skin tone do tend to get that reaction. Are you willing to bet a false police report on that? You okay, babe? Fine. This is why I don't have an afro anymore.
You had an afro?
Mm-hmm. Big and fluffy. But I switched to locks because, well, locks are easier to manage, but also the afro got me a lot more of that. Ugh, that sucks. I'll bet you looked adorable. I did. Yeah, that's one of the things I miss about wearing a hijab. White people don't want to touch what they can't see. Of course, that came with its own set of problems. Yeah, I'll bet. What are you doing here anyway? It's the middle of the weekday. Don't you have lawyering to do? Cyrus doesn't chain us to our desks. So long as we hit all the deadlines and make the meetings, we can take however many breaks we want. Also, I really want a cookie. It's on the house. Hey, Amira, how's that wrongful firing case going? That bad? I thought it was cut and dry. It is. I know we'd win if we could get to the courtroom. The client wants to settle. For getting medical complications from a corporate job that refused to let her leave the meeting when contractions started and then getting fired after the fact. How much? 1.5 million. Originally, her company just offered to pay the medical bills, but I decided that if they're going to sweep this away with a check, it needed a few more zeros. Excellent work. That does not sound excellent. It's what the client wanted. She's happy, so I did my job, and I won't complain to her. But I just know that her old company is going to pull this shit again on someone else with less access to people like us. She could have prevented that. That's not our client's responsibility. They have to do what's best for them and their families. Court cases aren't just financially draining. They're emotional and psychological ringers. Half the time they end up re-traumatizing the people they're supposed to help. Now, you and I signed up for that and trained for it because we're crazy. Our clients are a little more sane, especially the ones who almost died giving birth because their boss wouldn't let them leave work when contractions started. She just came face to face with her own mortality and came to the totally appropriate realization that she would rather spend her limited time on this planet with her husband and newborn, not in a courtroom arguing over money. I guess. You'll get the next one. You'll be able to actually fight rather than lose all the wind in your sails. Inshallah, right? That's what pissed me off. I was so ready to throw down. So as you can see, the screen is divided into food and drink. From there, it is subdivided into hot and cold for drink, savory and sweet for food. Everything is alphabetized to make it easier to find, and seasonals get their own page. Okay, that makes sense. What's the neighbor's account? Technically charity. If a customer cannot afford anything, they can have 1 cup of coffee and or 1 pastry and charge it to the neighbor's account. It's this button down here. Other customers can add to the neighbor's account as part of their purchase. That is that button up there. Most only add $1 or $2, but since we only get a handful of takers a week, it's more than enough. Bob keeps a close eye on it so we don't accidentally run out of money. Do me a favor and don't tell my dad about this. He will never leave. I won't tell him, but if he shows up, he'll see the signs. Do you have any other questions on the register? Not right now. Well, let us know if that changes.
Hi, welcome to CaFae Latte. How can we help you?
You could show a little respect for the customer.
Oh?
You're supposed to stand. Sitting on a stool is disrespectful and unprofessional. No, most managers and bosses simply enjoy making their underlings suffer for the sake of their egos. The owner of this cafe allows us to sit and relax whenever we need, as long as the place is clean and the customers are tended to. Well, I'm the customer, so my authority supersedes yours. Wait, you're the one signing our paychecks? I'm the one who pays you, and that's how your boss pays you. So technically, I'm your boss's boss. That is not how that works. If you don't like the way we run things here, you are more than welcome to take your business elsewhere. And in fact, please do. Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out. The biggest rule when it comes to customers is don't be rude to them, unless and until they are rude to you. And even then, try to de-escalate first. You can, of course, just defer to any of the other employees here, including Bob herself. Got it. Excellent. Let me show you how to restock. No, but it's not even that he's really good at making chocolate. It's his smile that I really like. Normally, I prefer bigger partners, but for Amaury Guichon, I'll make an exception. Oh, for me, my celebrity crush is a tie between Idris Elba and Laverne Cox. Oh, that's a tough lineup for Fuck, Marry, Kill. Hi, welcome to CaFae Latte. Oh, don't let me interrupt you. It sounds like a very important conversation, although I've always been partial to Keanu Reeves. Excellent choice. Yeah, my girlfriend says that if she was straight, she'd probably have a crush on him too. Wait, you have a girlfriend? Is it that hard to believe? It just seems really disrespectful to drool over other people when you're romantically involved with someone. Like, it feels like cheating, at least emotionally. Hey, babe. Who's your celebrity crush? Omit no detail. Viola Davis. That mommy can step on me whenever she wants. I am dating a woman of excellent taste. Whatever makes you happy, I guess. Small mocha with orange flavor? Whose new could you get that Nicole and I need to bail soon? Of course, is everything all right? JC is coming with me to the hospital. There's been some abdominal pain hounding me for the last few months that every doctor says is anxiety, period cramps, or that I should lose weight and it'll go away. Oh, that's terrible. Maybe you'll have more luck with a black female doctor? I looked, but they're all booked out for another month or two. If this doesn't go well, I'll set up an appointment with one of them, and of course I have my health charms that will help me find the right care. But until then, JC's gonna scare my current doctor straight. Well, maybe not straight, scare him by, at most. Okay, Miss Nicole Walker, what seems to be the issue? And who is this? This is my boyfriend. Call me JC. Charmed. Nicole, can you tell me what brings you in today? I've been having abdominal pain. It's always the right side under my ribs, which is weird because period cramps are always front and center and diarrhea pain is in the back. Under your ribs. Probably just some stomach reflux. Have you tried antacids? Yes, if you'll look at my chart, you'll see that I went through antacids, over-the-counter pain meds, including Aleve, Advil, and Tylenol. I have continued to exercise as often as the pain will allow. Well, it was probably just anxiety. Have you tried meditating? I'm a Buddhist. I've been meditating for 15 years. All right, no need for attitude. That's not attitude. You will know when she gives someone attitude. Trust me. She's just autistic, which is also in the chart you haven't read. And a little cranky because she's been in pain for months and nothing has helped. So, at what point do we bring in a specialist? I mean, for something this minor, we're going to have to drag insurance into this? Do you definitively know what is wrong with me? And there's a good chance no one knows. The female body is weird. Estrogen is a volatile chemical, and there hasn't been enough study on it. I would like a specialist to make that call rather than have someone who has done no tests or full exams make a guess. Yeah, and I'd like to get laid again, eventually. You two are having trouble with sex? Well, yeah, she's in pain. It's a real turnoff, and just adds another frustration to this mess. Well, I suppose I can bring in Dr. Shadow. They've got some magic that should at the very least help us narrow it down. When are they available? Oh, you have to talk to the front desk for that. I'll get your paperwork in order and get you two back into action. Ugh, I need a shower to wash off all the dude bro. I can't believe that worked. I can. My mom had to pull a very similar stunt a few years ago. It's the only reason they caught the ovarian cysts in time. I knew there was a reason I liked your mom.
Okay, thank you for coming in. This is Dr. Shadow. Morning! I see we have some upper abdominal pain that's been bothering you for a while, and all the typical fixes aren't fixing it. That about sums it up. Excellent. And you are?
Boyfriend.
Ah, well, this may be a little unnerving for you. You're a shade. That I am. Born and raised in the Abyssal Realm, came here to get my medical degree and put my possession abilities to use. This is a permission form. Essentially, you are allowing me to possess your body for no more than an hour, although I typically only need about 5 minutes.
Why is that necessary?
Well, a lot of misdiagnosis or lack of diagnosis comes from a miscommunication between patient and doctor, especially with chronic pain. Having someone without chronic pain jump into a body that does have it offers some very important insight into how far the issue is progressing and potential cures. It also helps us catch some other issues that the patient may not think are relevant because they've gotten used to them or don't realize the medical significance until it's too late, or until a demon jumps in and points it out.
And this is purely physical.
Yes, I will have no access to your mind, memory, or soul. Because of that, you probably won't remember the possession itself, but your partner can keep an eye out just in case. Excellent. Let's figure out what puzzle you brought me. Okay. Definitely getting the autism. Is she usually this oversensitive, or is it just a bad day?
I think it's just stress.
Fair enough. If it continues, however, check with a therapist. This type of oversensitivity is not supposed to last more than a day or two. Oh, yep, there it is. Boyfriend, have you noticed any odd color in her urine?
She hasn't mentioned it.
I have had to give her more back rubs than usual. She's complained about back pain too, but it's minor compared to what's going on in her gut. Yeah, okay. Joe, put in an order for an ultrasound.
Well, ultrasound? Isn't that for pregnancy?
No, we use that for every part of the body. Best guess so far, something is up with the gallbladder. That's the type of organ you can live without, so if it requires surgery, no big life changes will be necessary. In the meantime, get her a script for tramadol.
Oh, is that necessary? I mean, you can get addicted if you're not careful.
Joe, remember that conversation we had about you making assumptions and the fact that you've given white patients proper painkillers and BIPOC patients nothing, even when none of them have a history of drug abuse? I'll get that script. And the ultrasound. Does Tuesday work for you? Nicole's getting surgery?
Minor surgery, thankfully. There was some issue with her gallbladder, and if they'd caught it earlier, maybe it would have gone away with antibiotics. But by the time the doctors finally diagnosed her, she needed surgery. Luckily, in about 8 of her magic charms for good health and good luck broke this morning, the health insurance is not putting up a fight.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, her mom agreed to pick her up so I didn't have to miss work. Nicole herself is happy the pain's finally gonna stop, but she's annoyed it took this long. She missed out on Juneteenth, and I don't blame her. Her dad makes killer ribs, and she couldn't enjoy them because of the pain.
Well, I'm a racist. I completely forgot that happened.
I mean, Bob and I were going back and forth on whether or not to have a Juneteenth dessert. There are a lot of great watermelon recipes, but there was a museum that got canceled a while ago for selling a Juneteenth salad, and it was just a regular salad with watermelon. But that food was really big in Black history and culture and does make an appearance in Juneteenth celebrations, so I'm confused.
Is that why the watermelon pizza is labeled as a summer dessert rather than Juneteenth specifically?
Yes, because it is hot as balls, we can have it all summer long, and watermelon is phenomenal.
Ironically, Nicole can't stand it. The texture and the autism do not go together. Wow, I'm sorry. Watermelon pizza?
Yeah, you slice a watermelon into triangles, you put vanilla yogurt on it for cheese, and then add whatever other fruit or chocolate or whatever you want as the toppings. Easy peasy. I went with blackberries, kiwis, and mini M&Ms. And yes, you can have one slice.
Yes! I love seeing kids who get excited for their fruits and vegetables. Oh shoot, that's the time. I'm sorry, I have to pick up my daughter. Koala's daycare is going to a wildlife reserve today. She's been so excited for it.
Sounds good.
Hey, no, you cannot squeeze 2 slices together and pretend that it's one. I worked with Cyrus for years. You're not going to get that by me. Koala? Mrs. Farsi, you're here. Yes, this was the pickup place, as I see from all the other kids here. And the park rangers? Ma'am? Where's my daughter? So... we don't know. What? I mean, we know she's in the forest, just not where in the forest.
Your daughter separated from the group at some point. We're searching for her.
At some point. When did you notice she was missing?
That's not important.
When did you notice?
When we came out into the parking lot?
And when was the last confirmed sighting?
When we went in.
That was 5 hours ago.
There are a lot of kids here, okay?
Not a lot of park rangers. I only see one vehicle.
It's a big park. More are incoming. It's just taken a while.
So call local police to help. You've already lost 5 hours.
Ma'am, with all due respect, let me do my job, okay? No need for hysterics.
Do I look hysterical to you? Do you know what you look like? A government official and a childcare worker who are dragging their feet to find a lost brown child. Hey! When we all know that if she was white, you would be drowning in volunteers. Now, I'm going to call my family and friends, one of whom is a lawyer, to help me search.
You'll just get in our way.
You would have to actually work for us to get in your way. And when my lawyer shows up and sees your lack of commitment, he is going to have a much better day than any of us. Call your reinforcements while I call mine.
All days for Nicole to be in surgery.
You have divination magic too, don't you?
Yes, but not as good as hers. Do you have what I need? I brought her hairbrush, and the rangers should have a map. Thank you again.
Of course.
Oscar, anything from the air? Just a lot of trees. I'll keep looking, but even if I fly right over her, I'll have problems seeing through the leaves and branches. I did see more officers incoming, though. See if you can borrow a megaphone from one of them. You, Ranger, I need a map of these woods. Oh, so you can use her psychic abilities? I've seen that shit before. It doesn't work.
Her power is real. Give her the map.
She's taken advantage of your grief.
She is a trusted friend and ally who has demonstrably proven her magic and lack of racism 100 times over. Map.
Unless she ran into magical interference, she should be found by end of day. That I can guarantee. You'll forgive me for putting slightly more faith in technology. I brought a drone. I'm going to help Oscar with air patrol.
Good idea.
Hello? Anyone there?
You look a little lost.
I'm sorry. I saw flowers.
Flowers?
They're Omi's favorite color. I wanted to get some for her, but then I turned around and everyone was gone.
It's easy to get lost in these woods. I can help you get back to your mother.
Om and Baba say I shouldn't talk to strangers.
You have very wise parents. However, I'm not seeing any other alternatives for you. If you keep traveling alone, you'll just get more lost. But I can help you find the parking lot. I bet your parents are already there.
Really?
If they're not, we can find someone who can call them.
All right, everyone, thank you for coming. We have a missing girl in the woods, age 6, Arab, brown hair, brown eyes. She's been missing for up to 5.5 hours. We're going to start on the trail and fan out from there.
I do not believe that's necessary.
Oh, great. Says you and what, the fucking spirits?
Baba!
Koala, Yahala.
Lucky for everyone, she met a friend, not a foe or bear.
A friend? Ugh, it's you.
I see you're finally learning your lesson and assembling an appropriate response when a person who isn't white goes missing.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We are not racist. We have limited budgets and manpower. If we push the panic button too often, we overextend and use up too many resources too quickly.
And yet, that's not an issue when white people go missing in these woods. Oh, but those are actually valuable members of society.
Whatever. Thanks for wasting our time. If he was smart, he would hire you.
He's plenty smart. He's just too bigoted. Hi, dear woman, was it?
Yes, don't go too hard on your daughter when you get home. She was crying by the time I found her, so I think she already learned her lesson. Oh, well, thank you for that. And thank you so much for finding her and bringing her here. I know you're at least quasi-immortal spirit, but our home is always open to you if you ever need anything. I will bear that in mind. Get your daughter home, Husnia, and you have tomorrow off. Thank you, Bob. Still don't know how to take a compliment, do you? It's not a skill you pick up in the wilderness, okay? So do we have a case? Unfortunately, no. Koala didn't suffer any damage, so there's no grounds for legal action. If we file, it's just gonna get tossed out. Damn it. It was worth a try, Habibti. I knew I should have broken that ranger's arm when I had the chance, and the daycare workers. That would have led to a court case, albeit criminal instead of civil. I probably could have gotten you acquitted, though. Or at least not guilty by temporary insanity. Well, we're not going back to that daycare, that's for sure. Yeah. Maybe I can work more from home? With the twins barely a year old? Well, your mother can help. She's almost 80 and slowing down. Right. Oh, give me a sec. Hey, Yuna? Yes? Didn't you mention something about one of your kids doing babysitting? These two are in a childcare bind. Oh, my eldest son, Haruki. He just turned 18 and is trying to save up as much money as possible before his senior year. Great with kids. He's looked after everyone in our neighborhood at least once. He can help you out until school starts. A 6-year-old and a pair of 1-year-old twins is going to be a lot for a teenager. My sister has a friend who works at a daycare. It's in the Twin Cities, and they take children up to 4 years old. I can get you the name if you like. Well, is your son going to forget our daughter in the middle of the woods? No. But she might absorb his encyclopedic knowledge of Pokemon. Sold. Okay, Koala, you remember what your father and I said about our friend? He's gonna babysit me while you go to work? Yes, he is. Now, he is a friend and a grown-up, so you should do as he says. However, if he hurts you or he makes you feel uncomfortable, what do? I go to Mr. and Mrs. Harris across the street, and if they're not home, then I go to the firehouse that's right by the ice cream store. Excellent. Be good. Your father and I will be back later this evening. And as you can see, we've got everyone's numbers on the fridge here for you. The Harrises across the street are both retired veterans. The wife used to be a combat medic, so that's another option for a medical emergency. They know you're here and might check up on you. Cool, yeah. I think I saw a park when I was driving here. Yeah, the park's good if it doesn't get too hot. There's also an ice cream parlor, but only if she's being really good. Keep the receipt and we'll reimburse you, at least for PERS. You're on your own. Fair. Any allergies? No. Gentlemen, are we all set? You got our numbers? Yep. All right. Thanks again for stepping up. Shouldn't be more than 8 hours. If it is, we'll text you. Oh, and make sure Koala cleans her room today. On it. You must be Koala. You have horns. Are you a deer person too? No, I have horns because I'm an Oni. It's a type of Japanese demon. That's where sushi's from. That is where sushi was invented. Have you tried it? Uh-huh. It's for special occasions like my birthday, and I'll open the rolls first and eat the fish first, and then the rice, and then the seaweed. Well, that's one way to do it. Can we have sushi for lunch? No, it's really expensive, and I don't know how to make it. But I brought the ingredients for candy sushi. It can be candy? But only if we do some chores first. Your mom says something about picking up your room? So Asif and I returned home after a long day of work. We picked up the twins from their daycare and we call out, "We're home!" And Haruki calls back with a somewhat panicked, 1 second. Of course, we don't like the sound of that, so we go in and find him and Koala in the kitchen, splattered horn to toe with what we thought was paint, but turned out to be food-dyed vanilla yogurt that they'd been finger painting with for the last hour. They both give us this look of wide-eyed panic before Haruki says, "So, I could have sworn he said he'd be back at 7, not 6. Hey, there are worse things to come home to. Oh, agreed. Asif handled the twins while I dunked Koala in the bath. She could not stop talking about the day she had. We couldn't keep the pictures they'd made since it was food-based, but I did take a few photos, both of the artwork itself and of the kids, which I sent Yuna. She texted me back saying, "Oh, sorry, I should have warned you. Haruki's babysitting will require at least 1 bath by end of the day." Food-colored yogurt as finger paint. That is genius.
Oh, I assume you'll be hiring him again.
Oh, absolutely. Koala's had an interest in soccer since the World Cup, and Haruki brought a ball with him this morning. I fully expect to come home to an explosion of mud and grass stains.
What are you paying him?
No, not as much as we want. To be able to pay all of our bills, plus the twins' daycare, and keep saving up for a house, we can only give him $70 for a full day. Plus, free access to our fridge and snacks, of course.
For a kid's first summer job, he could do a lot worse.
Welcome to CaFae Latte. As you can see, we now have a fridge of bottled drinks, including water, tea, and soda, which are only $2 a pop if you're trying to avoid heat stroke.
I don't need that. What I do need is a large iced tea raspberry with blackberry boba.
Oh, I am so sorry. We don't have boba here.
You're kidding.
No, ma'am. I know the boss did consider it as an addition, but having all the different types and flavors will require more storage than what we have. And we're of the firm belief that if you can't do it right, don't do it at all. At least not professionally. Personal hobbies are a different matter entirely.
What the hell kind of cafe doesn't have boba in this day and age?
This one? The owner is someone old-fashioned in her taste. Me too, to be honest. I never saw the appeal in chewing your tea. Although, according to the more hip young ones who do like that type of thing, there is a good boba place just across town right by the...
No, this is unacceptable. I'm not leaving until you give me boba.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but we just don't have it.
Then make it. It can't be that hard.
What ingredients even go into boba?
Besides rubber. So, I'm at CaFae Latte because my friend said that I should support fairy-owned businesses, and there's one right here in Bernier, Minnesota, only this cashier is completely useless and won't serve me boba.
Ma'am, as I've told you many times, we don't serve boba here. This is not that kind of coffee shop.
Well, I have a right to my tea.
Oh, tea, yes, boba, no. And you know, filming someone without their permission is considered quite rude, and the owner doesn't stand for that.
Oh, so now you're threatening me.
No, ma'am, that's me sharing company policy, so you have time to correct the behavior.
Correct the behavior? What am I, 5? You know, this whole thing could be avoided if you just served me boba. Then I recommend that you go to an establishment that serves boba, rather than come here.
Are you the manager?
I'm the owner, and I don't recall any of us giving you permission to film our faces. Well, I don't need permission. If you don't want me to post this, I suggest you fulfill my order. You'll not find what you seek here, but you will be cursed to never be able to upload to social media again once you post that video for a year. Now get out of my cafe. So they kicked me out after cursing me, literally. Does the phrase, "the customers always right," mean nothing anymore? Thanks again for helping me move, guys. You're the one paying us $30 a piece. Plus pizza. You can't forget the pizza. I'm surprised you don't have much furniture, JC. Oh, I did, but none of it is nearly as nice as Nicole, so I sold everything but my cozy chair, which definitely does not go with the decor, but we'll make it work. I mean, all you need is some fabric from Walmart and a staple gun. You can make it in any color you want. Cheap furniture tricks like that got me through my entire 20s. Mine too. The starving artist trope is not a lie. I put in an order for pizza. Let me take a box. No, bad girlfriend. No. You're still recovering from surgery. Let the boys and the non-binary Butch handle the heavy lifting. Butch, you are a twink at best. Excuse you, I have killed people. Yeah, you're very scary. Still a twink. Here, a little move-in present. What the? It's a jar of fucks, and now you can literally give a fuck, if you wish. You know me so well. That's getting pride of place on the mantle. Agreed. So we're just glossing over the murder, huh?
Well, here's your hot chocolate, Nicole, although how you can drink that in August is beyond me.
Air conditioning turns the inside to winter.
Well, that's fair. So you and JC finally moved in together. How's that going?
Well... And another thing, since I'm the man of the house, if I want to leave at midnight and come back at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, that is my right. I don't owe you any explanation, any details, warning, nothing. The only thing you can ask me is what I'll be wearing so you can iron it for me, and whether or not you should have dinner waiting, because I am the man and I don't want to hear nothing else. That's what he said. To his wife. In front of their toddler. Really? Word for word, in the middle of the fucking supermarket. Even the cashiers were watching, and you know they've seen some crazy shit.
I worry about straight people. What did she say?
Oh, she didn't say anything, but she went ice cold. I'm no expert, but I'll bet $100 she's going to have divorce papers signed and served by the end of the week. Maybe a little longer because of the kid.
She'd better. What are we having for dinner?
I got the fixings for chicken Alfredo, and I've been itching for some chocolate peanut butter cookies, so I'll make that for dessert.
Cool. I'll do the dishes after, and I'll do the laundry tomorrow if you dust.
Sold. I hate dishes.
I know. As close to perfect as a relationship can be, I think.
Oh, good afternoon, Nadine. We don't usually see you until later.
Special occasion.
Sam Koya, but you don't hide the fact that you're Seraph. No, not since the 60s, although I definitely started getting careless in the 50s. That's when everyone was coming over anyway. Pause on. I've been asleep since 1960.
Louis is a World War I veteran from France. He got hit by a shell. The injury was not fatal, obviously, but it did require a century-long coma to fully recover. It was hit and miss for a while.
Oh, the vampiric healing sleep. That must have been a terrible injury. And at the worst time, the 20th century saw so much change. How are you handling it?
It has been an overwhelming week, but it is nice to have all of my limbs and entrails grown back. And breathing. Breathing is nice.
I'm sorry. Your what and what grown back?
Ethan, that seems really rude. I'm autistic and I know that. It is so bizarre to not have to hide that I'm a vampire. It takes quite a bit of getting used to. I had similar thoughts on that, and being transgender. People often have similar attitudes to both of them, though much better than they were.
Humans hating a being that can kill them with a flick of their wrist is easy enough to understand. I don't see how they can hate a man flowering into a beautiful lady.
Vampires can regrow any body part outside of our head or heart, but like all medical information, it is considered personal.
That is so cool. I mean, sorry, it sucks that happened, but so cool.
I'm going to presume that's a compliment.
It is. Excellent. What are you garçons working on?
School project. I gotta do a presentation on the moon landing.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
The moon landing? Time we went on the moon?
Well, the first time.
I need you to tell me everything about this right now.
So, how much do you know about the Cold War?
Good afternoon, Patrick.
Hey, Oscar. I'm looking for... There she is. Hi, honey. I'll introduce you to Louis after his education. His what? He met a couple of boys doing a project on the moon landing. I was going to ease him into the technological and historical advances that he missed this past century, but...
World War II? One wasn't enough. You needed another. You couldn't even wait a generation.
Yeah, the Allies really fucked up with the Treaty of Versailles. I mean, there were other causes too, but that was a big one. Agreed, and that would take like a whole other presentation, and you should look it all up because it's important. But basically, for our purposes here, the United States and Russia, then called the Soviet Union, emerged as victors and superpowers, and immediately they had a pissing contest over which economy was better, capitalism or communism. But because they both had nukes, they didn't want to fight each other directly because that would destroy the whole world. So they found other means of competing, like the space race. What on earth are nukes? Okay, yeah, this is way more entertaining than the standard meet and greet I was ready for. I'm gonna get a drink. You want something? A cup of that orange blossom tea, no cream, but add a dollop of honey. I got you. Are you online or have you ordered? I've ordered. The guy's working on my drink, but I was watching you and your girl, and bro, you're so whipped. You're single, aren't you? What makes you say that? A hunch. Oscar, let me know when you're ready. And do you have the details on Drek's going away party? Whoa, full house. Well, yard. Yeah, I think boss actually shut down the cafe so everyone could make it. Hey, Samantha. Boys, you made it. JC made cupcakes and has taken over my grill to cook some fish that Sphinx brought over. Oh, that smells good. I'm gonna go drool over that. Careful, you're immune to everything but silver, so JC will stab you if you get too close. So where's the man of the hour? Patio with your partner, I believe. Okay, so one thing about Duluth is they have a lot of great breweries. I know you're underage, but you're also cute, so it should be easy for you to convince someone to buy for you. Honestly, I'm more excited about the gaming scene than the bar scene, but that's just me being a geek. What else is new? Hey, Cyrus. Nice shirt. Thank you. So you're heading out next week? Yeah, class is starting too, but I want to get settled. Where are you staying? Oh, my sister stepped up. She has a guest bedroom. Seriously? Yeah, she's only charging me like $300 in rent, which for Duluth is insane. Only downside is I can't bring no kosher food into the house. I need to keep my areas clean and occasionally help with babysitting Zeta. That's a pretty sweet deal. I know, right? Well, before you head out to the big city 3 hours away, I wanted to give you this. Yo, what? It'll stay in knife form until you unpin it, and then to turn it back into a pin, you just run your finger over the flat of the blade. That is so cool. Thank you. So, with you and me out of the cafe, is Bob going to be hiring another person? Yeah, she just updated the Indeed profile, wants to expand all of her options. Although Husnia did say she knew someone, so we'll see how that goes. Godspeed to that fairy.
So, what made you interested in this position? Well, it's such a pretty location. I love talking to people, and the pay sounds really good. I gotta say, when I saw the posting, I knew that I would do anything for this job. And what made you leave your previous position? My boss fired me for giving him her piece. Well, that's all I have for you. Do you have any questions for me? Yes. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Since I don't have a resume for you, I will need you to fill out this application form. Oh, well, hold on. Let me text my mom. What is my job experience? So, you currently babysit? Yeah, these days it's mostly Husnia's kid, but Qual's going to kindergarten at the end of the month, and all the other neighbors are doing school, so... As are you, yes? Yeah, senior year of high school. I also plan on doing drama club this year, but I never get the lead, so the only time off I'll really need is tech week. But I have my own car and license, so transportation isn't the problem. So industrious. Are you hoping to use the money for anything specific, or... Nah, just money. And buffing up the resume before college. I already got accepted into the U of M for next year, close enough that I can still work here if the hours work out. Congratulations. Do you have a degree in mind? Childcare, perhaps? That is tempting, especially since I do want a spouse and kids someday, but no, I'm aiming for a business degree. I want to open my own restaurant someday and have the best food in the state. The entire state, Yep. Jennifer Charles, how do you feel about training your potential competition? You start next week. 2 weeks. Husnia still needs him as babysitter. Fine. Hey, Bob. Sorry I'm late. There were some car issues. That's quite all right. Jennifer Charles has stacked quite a few towers and dishes for you. What happened to your eye? Just a dumb fight with some friends. Fight? Do you have any other injuries? No, it's the eye. Well, your friend has quite the right hook. Do they normally fight you? Sometimes. Got rougher than usual. I'm gonna start on dishes? Of course. Do let me know if you need to use our first aid kit. It stops better than most ambulances. Cool. And feel free to say no, but there is an opportunity for extra hours this week. I want to free up some of the other staff to better train Haruki. Yeah, I could take that. I'm always down for more hours. Just let me know. That kid is lying about it being France. I'm aware.